Now they can hear us.
No, they can't. Now they can hear us. Morning.
Tell him that thing again.
Big Boy's just rocked up. He's been disappeared. He goes away now for like 2 or 3 days at a time. Then he rocks up and he's all matted.
Yeah.
It's like he's learnt nothing.
He looks like Dennis the Menace.
It does. It's like, look at this. It's like he's learnt nothing from living with me. I mean,
He's very quiet as well today.
I can't even get that out. I mean, look at
What is that, Big Boy? What have you been doing? Oosh.
Anyway, morning. Welcome.
Yo.
I'm getting a cold.
Yeah, I
I
am.
think I'm getting a cold. How are you doing? I've not seen you physically for ages.
I'm all right. I have. I feel like I'm kind of on the upswing
Yeah.
from a very flat time. Sometimes
Merry Christmas, everybody.
sometimes lower than flat. But actually, I feel like I'm. I wouldn't say the mojo is back, but the mojo is on the ascent. The mojo is rising.
Got my mojo.
That's what's happening.
rising.
That's what's happening.
This shot, I'm not happy.
I'm
with this
kind
shot.
of bored of being sad, so I am making efforts.
Oh, Big Boy, I really can't do it if you're sat on my lap, dude.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm tired. I had what was that dream about last night? It was quite a stressful.
Was it a busy
quite
dream?
Stressful dream. Yeah, it was a busy dream. Let me close. We don't need Skype on here for this. It was a busy dream. It was very stressful. But I fell asleep. I fell asleep listening to a podcast about Ishtar. Ishtar is my new
Obsession.
obsession. Honestly, the first, and they said
Why is it called Ishtar? Because I know Ishtar was like there were a load of sort of prostitute priestesses that used to worship at the temple of Ishtar, and you'd go in there and be commune with the gods
come over this way,
via
just-
the medium of actual women.
they go to Ishtar.
That'll be
It's a road.
Is it a
movie.
place?
It's a road movie.
Oh, right.
It's Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, but with Dustin Hoffman and Warren Beatty, and directed by someone who never directed a film again. She shot about 60 hours of footage for one and a half. But what they say in the podcast is they agree the first 25 minutes is hilarious and stands up with any comedy from 1986. And it's just when they go off to Ishtar and it becomes like a spy romp,
Yeah.
it kind of loses
Loses
its
its way.
But there are some great bits in it. There are some great bits, and I'm fascinated by it. So I'm watching the film. I've got another 20 minutes to go. I haven't seen it for years. I remember I bought the VHS years and years ago. I'm listening to the podcast. If anyone knows if there's a book about Ishtar, I want to read it. It's the first 25 minutes is great. The rest of it is okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's a decent.
passable.
It's better than Spies Like Us.
So why all the backlash then?
I think the budget is one of those things. As it was being filmed, it kept saying, "Well, this film's going out of control. The stars are spiraling out of control with their demands and money." And actually,
What, like Cats?
well, the money was there was a lot. They were getting paid a lot of money, but it was more her. From what I can gather, it's more her inability to kind of direct a big budget movie.
Right.
And Beatty's a little bit. Is it Beatty? It's Beatty, isn't
I
it?
think it's Beatty, yeah.
I'm thinking of Derek. Oh no, Derek Beatty as well. Remember Derek Beatty? What did he host? Okay, so we've got your lovely wife here, and tell us a little bit about how you met your lovely wife here.
Well, I was working as a waitress in a cocktail
Okay,
bar.
if you go into the.
Oh, right. Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. is
There
it?
we go.
Right.
All right, if you go into the booth, we're going to play some lovely music for you. We're just going to ask your husband a few questions about you. Is that okay? That, by the way, is a spot-on Derek Beatty impression.
Is it?
Should we have a quick look?
So
This is
it's
going to be one of
niche.
those shows tonight.
It's niche. It's one of them.
It's going to be one of those shows today. Hello. Oh, little boy. Where
What's
do you go
happened to you? You're very quiet.
I've given up worrying about him when he's away now.
The things these eyes have seen.
But Pats didn't come in until she was snuggled up with me in the morning. Mr. and Mrs. It was Derek.
I woke up with Yoko under one arm and Yoshi across my head like a sort of draft excluder.
Oh.
Bliss. Actual bliss. I'm learning
Whoa.
to recognise those moments of joy again. As I was driving over, I saw a van pulled past me and it had a big white dog with its face out of the window. Boom, I'll have that.
Is my sister in the house? Because while we're looking for Mr. and Mrs., I have just found an episode of Mr. and Mrs. and it's the prize is Windsor Safari Park,
Oh.
where my sister famously broke her thumb. So let's have a quick look at that. It's not going to be a whole show where we watch stuff today. Don't worry about that. My sister's here. Right. So Look, I just seen this pop up for 1979 Windsor Safari Park. Let's have a quick look at Windsor Safari Park. Then we'll see if my impression of Mr. and
Wilma
Mrs.
and
Oh,
Scott.
here we go.
Wilma, lovely to see you. Scott,
Lovely to
how are
see you,
you?
Wilma.
And Wilma's growing her fringe out as well.
Lovely to see you, Wilma.
Our Susan managed to get her tongue round Kirkcudbright. Because it's spelled funnily, isn't it?
Yes,
it's
it
like,
is.
Spelled
it's
funnily,
like
isn't it?
Kirkcudbright, isn't it?
That's right.
All things bright and beautiful. How are you, Wilma?
He's like Arnold on Alan Beswick show. Just saying the next thing that comes into with that word
All things bright and beautiful. Beautiful dreamer. Dreams can come true.
Good. And you breed
Yes, we do.
I think they might be in the process there.
ponies and dogs, I believe.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yes, and you've no family?
I want to see the prize. I want to see Windsor
One
Safari
on the
Park.
way.
When do they show the prizes?
Isn't
Oh,
that
he said
nice?
one on the way. Bless him. He said
There's
one on
your
the way
90
like
pa-
he was surprised.
Sounds good. We
He's
say
wearing
thank
one
you
of
very
them
much.
tents.
Lovely to see you. From Gateshead, ladies and gentlemen, our third Mr. and Mrs.
There's a lot of velvet curtains.
Susan, you have added to that suntan again, haven't you? Where have you been since we saw you last?
Oh, only to America.
Only to America.
Only to America, Derek.
America was dead exotic and far
Only
away
to
then.
America.
This girl nips all round the world. Well, it's gorgeous. And your lovely green
Lovely
dress.
tits there. Look
Are
at
you
that. That's what he's
going
He
looking
said
at.
nips all around the world and then his
to
eyes.
say goodbye to everybody?
Yes, as always, take care.
No,
And
that's
from
not
me,
what I
don't
asked you to
forget,
say.
£1,000
Oh, hang on.
again next week.
Look at this. Hang on. I just saw this. We'll find Windsor Safari Park. We're going to start the show in a bit.
Look out for the brand new Mr. and Mrs. Quiz Book, written by Derek Beatty to follow closely the format of his long-running program. The Mr. and Mrs. Quiz Book is in your bookshops now.
I'm
Price
going on eBay.
75
Right.
pence.
Where is Windsor?
75 pence.
Where is Windsor Safari Park? Where my sister
It's in
famously.
Windsor.
Programs for Sunday
Dickhead.
evening on ITV begin at 7:15 with BJ and the Bear.
That was the name of a show, right?
I thought it was a club.
Hi. How far are you
Is that
going?
That's Greg Evigan, right?
Going to New Orleans.
Is that Greg Evigan from My Two Dads? The one on the right.
The other one.
That's Greg Evigan from My Two Dads.
But I'll take you as far
Country Comfort.
Apparently.
as you want to go, or just part of the way, whatever you want.
That won't be necessary.
You'll take some of the way, part of the way, or none of the way.
But there's plenty to laugh about at 8:15 with the comedians.
My first wife died eating poison mushroom.
Okay,
And
what's
after
this
the
Tropic?
news, Tropic.
What's
the
this?
first episode of a new series by Leslie Thomas, based on his best-selling novel, Tropic of Riceland. The series takes a saucy look at life in the suburbs. At 9:30, Screenplay, another new series.
I want to watch Tropic. Anyway, please, I
I
just
live
want.
in the suburbs. That's not how life is.
I just want to see Windsor Safari Park. So we know that I sound like Derek Beatty. I'm just scrolling. Oh, and then I've got some interesting news for everybody.
Oh.
Got a bit of good news for everybody. Where is the? It popped up on the little. Here we go. Here it is. Oh, it's an actual advert for Windsor Safari Park. Here's Miss Idi Amin.
Over the years, I saw him change from kind, thoughtful man into a brutal killer.
She tells of his womanizing, his other wives,
Wow.
and how he took their 6 children from her.
You're getting everything today.
The story
We'll open the phone lines are open, but we'll take some calls.
of a man who became a monster. The real Idi Amin story starting in the Daily Mirror tomorrow.
Gosh. She's brave.
Here we go. I'm probably dead now.
Safari.
This is where my sister broke her thumb.
Safari. Explore Windsor Safari Park and Safari SeaWorld, starring Windsor's famous performing dolphins.
The good old days. You can't do that now. You cannot do that now. And I think it's a real shame. We all know why.
I think it's just gone politically correct.
Isn't it because that woman got her pelvis broken in Cuba?
Yeah.
Britain's only killer whale.
She was humped.
Enjoy
Humped to the point of a broken pelvis.
Yeah, they do it. They do it. They're horny.
Great day out exploring Windsor Safari. You'll see more wild animals than ever before at Windsor Safari Park.
It's Legoland now. Sorry, mate. Lego.
With Lord Vampire.
Lord Vampire.
Not Count Dracula, Lord Vampire.
Is there actual footage of me breaking my thumb at Windsor Safari Park? No, because it didn't happen, says my sister. It'll turn up. It all turns up in the end. Like that guy singing last night, it all turns up in
Is
the
she
end.
disputing the broken bone or that it happened at Windsor?
She's full of shit.
Because it's her hand. She would remember, right?
No,
You
because the
meant-
shock of breaking your thumb as a kid would force the memories. What were you doing at exactly 5 minutes past 10, 40 years ago? Do you remember? No, you don't. Same for her. And it was even longer. It's like it was like 45 years
I was
ago.
being like 3.
Okay, 45 years ago.
Probably reading.
How long can we time people out for in this chat, mods? Because I want to time her out, but only for 2 minutes. Only for 2 minutes. Stop it.
It happened at Chessington.
No, it didn't. I went to Chessington recently, and no one
There
remembered
was no
it there.
there was no blue plaque.
There was no blue. Wearing a new shirt.
I know, you're looking very Steve Martin today.
Marx's. And I'm going without the white. I normally have a white t-shirt.
No,
underneath.
I like this look.
This is it. Got a new this cardigan's a little bit old, and I wear it all the time. So I've got a new cardigan coming, a grey one. It's difficult to get cardigans. They're all hoodies now. They're all hoodies. You want a cardigan? You got to go in the hoodie section, and there's all hoodies.
And have a hoodless hoodie.
After the show, do you want to come and do the charity shops in Risborough with me
What for?
for cardigans?
Okay.
Yeah, we go. That's living all right, isn't it? That's living all right.
What's happened to my life?
I have got something very exciting to show you.
Is it a cardigan?
I had a really big poo this morning, and look what popped out.
Oh.
I shoved it on my bottom. I hadn't. I found Claudia's USB stick.
Was it in your jeans pocket?
It was in the what my kids call the bin in the car. You know, the little pockets at the side.
My kids call that the bin as well.
call it
As
the
well as
bin.
the floor.
I said to Kim, he said, I said, where did that crisp packet go? I put it in the bin. I said, there's not a bin in my car. Yeah, there is. There's that. And it's full, overflowing with crap. I said, dude, that's not a bin. That's a pocket. He said, no, it's a bin.
It's a bin now, yeah.
So we have got
It could be a toilet.
this
I suppose.
now.
Count your blessings.
So Claudia from Paddington Green gave us this. She said there are 5 episodes of Paddington Green on this. She said she's going to send the rest. She will not, because she's nuts. I reckon these are from...
Or is she just Gemini?
No, she's not Gemini. She's bullshit. I suspect these are all going to be from episode 1. So let's not get excited. But let's play a dangerous game. Do you want to look at my hard drive? Oh. Shall we have a little look? See what we've got. What do we reckon, guys? We reckon episodes of Paddington Green we've already got, or fresh ones?
Or are there 5 episodes or 5 minutes?
Also, she did 6 years ago give me some discs. No, she gave me a memory stick with them on, and it was empty.
Yeah.
So,
But Snappy Snaps did this, didn't they?
no, Snappy Snaps are doing the rest.
Oh, you smell clean.
I had a shower.
Nice.
Here we go. This is very promising. I see the number 2 and I see the number 3. This is very, very promising.
In fact,
I see
there are 6 episodes here.
I see 2.1, 2.4, 2.5, 3.1, 3. She may have 2 seasons of this, 2 and 3. Shall we have a little look? Let's go to Paddington Green. What it says here is 2.1.
You owe her an apology.
Oh, look at the data! Look at the data! Look at the data on that! Did you see the data? Can I show you the data?
The data.
Look at the data! Is Pete in the house? Someone message Pete immediately.
Pete has all of a sudden gone, oh, hang on, where is it? Shit, I'm awake. He doesn't know why, but he's been roused from his slumber by some sort of psychic force because we pressed play on this.
Shit.
Someone send out the Pete signal. We have got okay. Well, that's interesting. So let us now. Very, very simple. We'll have a little look at this. Let's see what 3.1 says. Look at the data. Look at the data. Look at the data. It's there. The data's there.
This is very exciting.
The data is there. That does mean if she's pulled those, that means there's a strong chance she's got series 2 and 3 in their entirities. Look at the... Not you, Pete Pulsford, I'm afraid. I apologise.
Stand down, Pete.
Big bottle of drugs with no top on.
Sent him. Look at the data. Let's have a little soupçon. By the way, in case you missed it, there is going to be a public screening of 2 episodes of Paddington Green. Claudia is going to come, and we think Jason the Locksmith is going to come. She's still in touch with him, and she said he'd be up for it. And it'll be in London. And I guess it could be the club where I think we'd need to do a survey on how many people will come, because I suspect it might be a little bit bigger than where we did the movie club.
You reckon 2 North Down would be too small?
I think it might be. Should we have a little look? Oh, I've got a thrill. This is like finding out that there's one more episode, 6 more episodes of Only Murders in the Building, or that someone's sent me season 2 of Only. Oh, the ending of. Oh my God, those last 3 episodes! What a roller coaster ride! It is great. Here we go. All right. It needs to be in Paddington Green, Mike. It needs to be in Paddington Green.
But where would be suitable?
We will start our search there. All right, let's just have a little quick look at Series 3, Episode 1.
Jason says, are people dressing up as their favourite Paddington Green
Oh,
person?
Bagsy up, Mr. Gilbert. You can be whoever you want. We can have 10 Mr. Gilberts if you want. Yeah. Yes, they are, Jason. Yes, they are. We're just going to watch a little bit. Not watching all of it because we haven't finished Season 1. We're just going to have a little look. Here we go. Here we go. And this is going to be better quality than the ones we've got, and they won't be edited. The ones we've got are edited for Dave or whatever it was, Men and Motors.
Yeah.
Look at the quality of that midriff.
Wow, 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 wow,
I always chuckle to myself when people say midriff. People say midriff, don't they? Look at that, because midriff doesn't sound like a word. What's a riff? But rift, okay, well that could be a rift between...
The drift between your mid.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the midriff. Look at the quality of that midriff. Different opening titles. We didn't see them kissing before.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Okay, I apologise. Okay, I'm just so excited. This is my Christmas day. Joe has very kindly invited me. I don't know, Joe, yet what I want to do. Part of me wants to do Christmas on my own. Part of me wants to hang out with you guys.
Why don't you go to theirs
for an hour?
And then, yes.
It's about 2 hours away.
Do one of those, what is it called? A French excuse me? An Irish goodbye?
What is that? Sounds racist. The Irish goodbye sounds racist.
No, it's when you just leave and don't tell anyone.
Sounds
They go,
racist.
oh, where's she gone?
Here we go.
I like those. What I don't like is when you want to leave somewhere and you spend 45 minutes saying goodbye to everyone, and actually they don't give a shit.
Oh, I don't. I go, I'm off now. Bye. Quite often, I will be half an hour home and text going, I left. Bye. I pull over. There we go. We didn't see that. We didn't see
this bit.
We did not see them kissing.
We
in the
did
first.
see the kissing.
We didn't. We didn't. Oh, you want me to prove it?
Yeah.
You want me to prove it?
Yes. And then I await your apology with enthusiasm.
Okay. All right.
You know and I know how this is going to play out. So I don't know why you always double down.
Oh, I'm doubling down. We did not see them kissing.
We did.
Shared with me. So we're just going to go to a random Paddington Green. Oh, I'm so excited. This isn't Paddington Green.
David Tennant.
What is that? Oh, it's a different thing. Okay, here we go. So let's have a quick look. Midriff.
Kissing.
All right. Do you know what, Catherine? I'm going to give you that one.
I'm taking it anyway. I don't require your donation.
There's only 56 people in this room. Only 56 people know what we have got our hands on here. The stash that we have found. Okay, here we go. So we're just going to watch a little bit. We're not watching it all. Here we go. No.
I think that kid was in it.
Kid was in it.
But they've taken the drug dealers out.
Stop my life out. See the things you do to people.
He's the boss, isn't he?
No.
I thought he was the miserable boss.
No, I don't think he is.
Oh,
it hurts me so much.
New.
Oh God, I am salivating through my pores. You're just gonna watch. Let's just watch the opening a little bit. Just watch a little bit. Just a sousson. Zoomed in from Miami Beach, but you always see.
At Gatwick Airport, the late flight from Tenerife is just landing. An old phase is returning to Paddington Green.
Is it Wills? Is it Exxon? Jackie!
During the last few months, Jackie's been running away from her problems.
Back again?
In her first attempt to sort her life out, she escaped to Dover.
It turns out that Jackie's story is quite sad. We think she's alive, but she
wasn't safe.
She wasn't safe. She got boozy. She had to move from there because I don't know if this is what Claudia told us, so I don't know the full story. She had to move from there because there were threats of violence towards her, and then she turned up at a few award shows drunk. I just want to check. I was just getting some Patreon posts pop up. I just want to check that everything is okay. That the link I sent out. So yeah, kind of a sad story. We're getting loads of Patreon posts. What do we do? Did we do something?
Do something naughty or wrong?
Did we do something wrong? Did we post? Be quiet, Izzy, please. Time you out with nary a thought. Richard, why are you messaging us? Well, I don't know what you're saying. You said a message saying Mr. and Mrs. She had to move.
Yeah, press live. Talking about that fella, what he was on, Mr. Beatty.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't know why he's gone to Patreon to say that.
I don't know.
You notice the pinned Patreon post was an old one. Oh, this is what? It was an old...
Look at this. Look at this. Pouch automatically tries all the codes it knows about from all over the web and tries it on my online basket.
Well, we sent the link out. Listen, I can't hold your hands all the time. Cannot hold your hands all the time, okay? So...
But he will spank your botties.
Spank those little botties. Well, that is great news. I am so... Do you know how much strength it takes? Inner strength to not watch all of Paddington Green, all of Airline, and all of Take Your Pick without you guys. Now, you're probably thinking you can watch Take Your Pick if you want, not that bothered. Don't watch the others. It takes so much inner strength. So much inner strength.
So everyone, please say thank you to Ian. And also, if anyone's in the Pride of Britain jury for next year...
Oh, please. No, I mean, I know you're taking the pee and I'm not buying it, so it stops there, it falls flat on the floor. If the person doesn't take it on, then the pee taking hasn't worked, so unlucky
Unless
for
you
you.
go to a brass band concert and then you've got no choice.
Unlucky for you. Don't spank botties. Johnson's dad is in bother. More than bother, he's horrible. He's horrible.
He'll get away with it. These people have got have never had any repercussions, no boundaries.
These people always got... I mean, he assaulted an ex-wife, didn't he? So, but we love him. We love him. We love him so much. Let's get him on this morning to talk about wines. Oh, man alive. Roger says, thank you for your sacrifice, Ian. You are very, very welcome. It is appreciated. Let's get the phone lines open. I'm feeling sexy.
Well, that phone in last night was quite the eye-opener, wasn't it?
Oh, thank you to everyone who listened to the show last night. Good show. Similar figures. Eventually took a while to get up, but similar figures to the first one. Back on Radio Anywhere tonight. Even though they don't exist in the same... at 9 o'clock, it's a different universe to the TLNA universe. I cannot stress that enough.
Although I am a listener, so I do know about things.
It's a different... Oh, this is good. I can just rest myself here. Look. Oh, that's good. There we go. Oh, that's good. I'm just resting on it.
We look like teachers today. I look like the French teacher and you look like
the hot teacher.
English teacher.
I was zooming from Miami Beach, BOSC. Didn't get to bed last night. On the way, the paper bag was on my knee. Man, I had a dreadful fright. I'm back in the USSR. If I ever did a concert in the USSR, I would be the first Western artist not to sing Back in the USSR.
Well, it's not called the USSR anymore.
No, it is. It's Back in the USSR. It's on a double album called The Beatles. And I think it's the opening track. I can't remember. I've not listened to the Beatles, the album, not the group, for a long, long time. So yes, you can't retrospectively change the name of a song.
No, I was talking about the place, but okay. Thanks for explaining that.
You know when I'm going to say an offensive word.
Yep.
So I'm going to say a racial word.
Uh-oh.
You know when Paul McCartney got busted in Japan for dope, weed, grass, and he spent 12 days in a Japanese prison, right? He wrote a book about it. He wrote a book it's called something like Jailbird or something. He wrote a little book about it, and he locked it in a vault. And no one will ever read it until he dies, when his kids are going to read it. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant idea, right? I find someone made a movie about John and Paul meeting up in the 70s. Directed by Michael Lindsay Hogg, who directed the Strawberry Fields, Penny Lane videos, and the original Let It Be. Someone should make a movie about him in jail in Japan. And as he said, everyone treated him really nicely. The guards would sing Yesterday to take the pee out of him.
Didn't they call you yesterday?
Did they what?
Didn't they call him yesterday?
Try saying it into the microphone so I can hear you.
I was talking to you. Didn't they
They
call...
want to hear.
Ian, I have a question.
Yes, Catherine.
Didn't they call him yesterday when he was in the prison?
I don't know, but he couldn't speak any of the language. So the Japanese prisoners didn't really speak English, so I don't believe that. So they would say things like Rothmans, Benson and Hedges, and he would say Suzuki, Yamaha, and that's how they communicated.
Okay.
An insane conversation. It was dynamite weed. Anyway, when he came back, he wrote a song called Something Eyes. I think it was called Something Eyes. It's the abbreviated word for Japanese.
Wow.
As his way of saying, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry I couldn't make the tour. So I've written a song for you. It's called JAP Eyes.
And it's just a little bit cheeky, a little bit of a cheeky wink to everyone else.
I've got no idea why Christine McVie was involved in this session.
Well, it's difficult sometimes with the Mac when you're the sensible one.
Have you seen any of the movie where McCartney and Lennon meet up, directed by Michael Lindsay Hogg? Do you want to see a little bit of that?
No, yeah, I have. Someone gave it me on video once.
Really? I couldn't watch it. Paul John Lindsay Hogg.
Because I heard Ringo talking about it the other day, saying, if you watch that was he took the sad bits, he said, but actually it wasn't all like that.
You're talking about Let It Be.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Let It Be.
No, he talked about Michael Lindsay Hogg picking and choosing.
Who directed Let It Be. But he also directed this. Let's get serious.
Oh, no.
Serious time.
Let's get serious.
Serious time.
That's a blast from the past. Here we go. So look at this is.
Oh shit! No, I haven't seen this.
It's not as though
I thought that one was Lennon. Who is that then?
I don't know who either of these people are supposed to be.
I mean, it's not as though I think you're complete rubbish, Of course, I like some things better than others, but overall, I'd say you're very good at being you.
All right, bring it on. I was waiting for the attack. Go on.
Oh, I'm not setting you up. No, look, not as far as I know, at least.
I mean, it.
Excuse me. I don't want to bother you or anything, but
I don't want to bother you, but who are you supposed to be?
Here we go.
Who have you come as? Oh God, this is bloody awful.
Yes, you're going up on the roof for a bit.
Yeah, all right.
All right, well, I'm taking it from the mullet that bowler hat is black.
Yeah, but I don't remember seeing many pictures of Paul in a bowler hat.
Hello, Morty. How are you?
All right, La.
Take him outside the door, will you?
Oh, you take mine.
Oh, I see. It's
Are they
Laurel and Hardy.
He is. He's doing Laurel and Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Living
They
it.
certainly are.
There's a lot of films, dramas about the Beatles. There's another one. I think it's called I Want to Hold Your Hand, and the historical advisor in it is Pete Best. And it's about them doing their first concert in America or something like that. I don't know.
Does Pete Best come out really great in it? Everyone else is a shitbag.
We were supposed to go and see Pete Best in concert, and it never happened.
And Mike was going to give us the family tour of Liverpool.
Yeah,
Mike.
Lovely
Mike McCartney.
I realised me going, yeah, Mike sounded really. Yeah, Mike. What a.
We like Mike McCartney.
We like Mike McCartney.
I had to turn down a drink with Kate Robbins this Friday.
Why was that?
Because I'm working.
Oh, screw that! I'll do the show. Go off with Kate Robbins.
It's all right. I'll go another day with her, but she's up for it. I'm going for a few jars.
I would cancel the show to go for a drink with Kate. Excuse me, Kate Robbins.
We'll go.
And so
she only lives in the next town. We're going to do it.
There's anyway. Let's have a look at what's trending on Twitter, shall we? Let's check Twitter. Let's see what's trending. Let's see the stories that are trending on Twitter. Activision Blizzard employees walk out over companies handling a misconduct and harassment deal. So complaints. So this is a big video game company. Lots of complaints about inappropriate sexual behavior, bullying. You know. The usual. Turns out it's endemic in the video game industry that was created by loads of frat boys. Who would have thought it? And Activision have Was it them who kind of came out with a statement going, yeah, I mean, it's not that bad.
They went, yeah, birds.
And everyone in the world kicked off, and they came back saying that statement was inappropriate. We apologise. David Baddiel is being called out, as he often is, partly because he's a Jew and people hate him for that, which is incredible. But he was on some show, maybe Peston's show. Ubisoft were the worst. That was it. I knew there was a worse one. It is a huge story. If you want updates on it, the Computer Game Show cover it really, really well. They cover it really, really well. It's how I know pretty much everything that's been going on in that. It's how I've gathered all of my knowledge about that situation. So I thoroughly recommend going and have. Oh, so the Computer Game Show are doing a thing on Saturday. I would love that link, right? They are streaming two of them. I think it's Matt and James drinking 2 litres of milk.
Wasn't it 3.5?
3.5.
Because you said 3 is the maximum the body can take.
No, it's litres. 3 is the maximum amount of pints. They're streaming them doing it. It is physically impossible. I think it might be 4 pints, actually, is the limit. It's physically impossible for the body to absorb. I think it might be 4. Get them to just drink a little bit more. I think it's physically impossible for the body to absorb 4 pints of milk. By the time you get to 3.5, it registers as a poison.
Yeah.
And so the body does what it does to get it out, and it...
You'd be yawning a rainbow.
But it's projectile vomiting. I've only ever seen projectile vomiting once, and it was when Alex was a baby. And I held him up, and it just hit me. I went... first of all, I was disgusted. I thought... Oh, okay. Well, I've seen projectile vomiting now. Now I know it's a real thing, not just in the The Exorcist. So the body cannot hold it, and they're gonna throw up on stream.
Why?
That's got to be TOS.
Why though?
But David, I know I'm not a Patreon, but if you could send me that link, that would be awesome.
There'll be a GIF
because my boys will love it. Oh, did you see that one of us?
I did see the glasses GIF was great.
Where was it? I retweeted it. This was, how do you see your retweets? Here we go. Tweets and replies. This, look at this. Kate, if you made this, then bravo. Look at that.
I couldn't see a thing there. Not a thing. My contact lens is in as well.
How do we get to use that? Where does that live now? Don't they get uploaded to a forum where Delith Click Live? Don't they get uploaded to like a site? So if I type in Ian Lee glasses, that will come. Is that how GIFs work? I think that's how GIFs work. So Baddiel was on a show. Well, let's have a little look. David Baddiel went on ITV. Bearing in mind, a lot of these are coming from anti-Semites.
Yes.
Right. So let's have a look at the thing. So, Preston, in our Twitter ad break, Baddiel gives Anushka Astana some... Oh, it's got an Asian woman in it as well. Oh, wow. So people are getting double bubble here. Some tips on responding to trolls and even replies to some of ours. So they're calling this a troll. ITV Peston just like to say thanks for helping to ruin our democracy from Martin Ware. So Baddiel kind of calls this out as a trollish behaviour, right? Then Martin Ware says, criticism of the establishment is now trolling, is it? Seriously, are we not allowed to question the motives and effects of clearly biased news organisations? Because that's fair. That's fair. Baddiel says, Martin, I think, let's go top right now. Martin, I think your well-deserved moment, you well-deserved your moment of stardom by now. Then it gets really interesting because Aaron then says,
but
he was in Human League.
But he's a...
Oh, is he? I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
All right, he's an a-hole as well. But he does point out he was in the Human League years before you did blackface on telly, which he did. And David Baddiel has addressed it. I mean, it's awful and it's terrible. He's addressed it. So this guy was in the Human League. And then, Martin, I'm sorry about this. I got shut down. I got shown some... And then he kind of explains, sometimes when you're on TV shows, they'll thrust something in front of you. So can you just do this? And
it's entirely possible that the person, the runner or the researcher who put that up, didn't know who Martin was.
Oh, he wouldn't have known. But I mean, it's not a trollish line to say you've ruined our democracy. That's not trolling. I mean,
to Peston,
that's not trolling.
It's not, but it's a little hyperbolic, isn't it?
Well, but it could be argued. Ruining our democracy is perhaps a little strong, but it could be argued that those shows have screwed up our country. Jeremy Vine show is part of the problem. Getting those that it's all about combat. Let's get Beverly Turner on, who follows me. Let's get Beverly Turner on to talk complete bollocks and go against science. So those programs are the problem. Peston's not. I've never seen Peston's show actually, but they're not quite like that. But it is, So I think saying thanks a lot for ruining our democracy. I don't think that. I wouldn't count that as trolling. Really, I mean, I could consider that as harsh criticism, a block.
I just mute them. I wouldn't even bother.
Oh, you don't? Oh, yeah, I go for the block.
I don't. Although I'm not playing the same game as them.
Yeah.
Where they'll see block as a victory. Oh, I've got to her. If I mute it, then they're just shouting into the void, aren't they?
No,
let them amuse themselves.
But I don't want them to have the satisfaction. I don't want anything from block. It's gone. It's finished. It's gone from my mind. And if they consider that a victory, like you say, I'm not playing that game.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's a one-sided victory. You have gone from my thoughts. Although I will occasionally spend a little bit of time going back just to see what their reaction is to the blocking. Delith, welcome to the live show. Our numbers are low today. I am wondering about the morning show. It's great to have you here, by the way.
Everyone's going back to work. I think that's what it is.
Well, this is the thing. Everyone is going back to work. So do we commit to 3 evening shows? I know it's really difficult. We talked about this, I think, yesterday before you joined us because you were a little bit late. Maybe it was yesterday. Anyway, about as your home situation is different now, evenings are tricky. Because you've got the kids there. And I don't want to impinge on your kid time. So...
Well, the other thing is that because my downstairs... It sounds like a euphemism. It isn't. But it's open plan. So there is nowhere... they can't go and sit in another room and watch the telly or something.
Yeah. And they're
kind of dominates the whole house.
They're naughty little children.
They are very naughty.
They're beautiful.
But I also don't want to park them in front of a computer every night. Keep quiet, put your headphones on when he's working.
Yeah. Okay, well then, I guess, are you suggesting that we stick to 2-1?
I'm willing to... Yeah, I'm willing to try anything, but I'm just saying it's not easy. But none of it's easy.
None of it is easy. We always want people to get value for money, and we're
exactly.
like half the viewers that we normally have, which is cool. I'm not bothered about it.
I wonder how that translates into people listening to the podcast, for example.
Could be. Well, I've had a few. We've had people leaving saying, "I like the live stuff. Why would I?" So I'm not getting the live stuff. I don't know. Mike says, "I'd appreciate one morning show a week on Wednesdays, please." All right, well, you got it. In that case, we'll stick with it.
The thing is it's working for you guys. It's the people that aren't here that we need to hear.
People that aren't here. But then, by going, if we did 3 evenings, would we lose these people?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a real tough balance getting it right, and we do our best. You could try 2 evenings and 1 morning. That's what we're doing, Ems!
That's what we're doing. And actually, do you know what? That probably works for. At some point, someone will catch us. I don't know. It's really tricky. I don't think we can suit everyone.
You can please some of the people some of the time. You can displease
everyone.
A few of the people a bit. You can never please everyone forever. Is that the saying? That's one of those sayings, like the 5 stages of Tommy Steele. That's one of those sayings that people never get right.
You can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people.
Why is JFK a hero when he murdered Marilyn Monroe?
And was, I think, probably a sex pest.
And
he was treated his wife terribly.
Drug user and in with the mafia. But yet everyone goes, JFK.
Well, it's the Camelot, isn't it? It's the Camelot legend, and he died young. And also, he was a different kind of leader from the ones who'd gone before. But I think it was glamour.
Worse than Richard Nixon? Better than Richard Nixon? How? He murdered a woman.
Who did?
JFK murdered Marilyn Monroe.
No, the allegation is that Bobby Kennedy's people murdered Marilyn Monroe.
I thought it was JFK's people murdered Marilyn Monroe. Well, they both slept with her.
Yeah.
Treated her like SH1T.
But that poor woman didn't really have much of a chance from the start, to be honest.
No.
Very vulnerable sort of person.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Really bright, actually. The whole dumb blonde thing was a facade. She was really bright.
Okay, this is something I'm very excited about. The new Spider-Man movie. Tom Holland makes a surprise appearance at trailer premiere for No Way Home.
That's an interesting colour suit.
exceeds expectations.
He looks like his dad from a distance, doesn't he?
Yeah, of course he does. Yeah, he should do a routine about rulers. I don't know why. I remember Dominic Holland, like 25 years ago. I just remember him doing a routine about rulers.
Well, it made an impact.
Every way possible. This is the most cinematic action superhero movie that has ever been made, and I'm proud to say that Sony and Marvel have pulled off the impossible. It has been.
Wow, gosh. I am looking forward to this movie. Let's hear the fans going wild as he comes
like
in.
him. He seems like a nice kid.
Are they shouting Spidey?
Not a dry seat in the house.
Look at this guy. Hang on a minute. Look at this guy, right? Look at this guy. So the star of Spider-Man has come in, right? This is. Oh, hang on. You can't see it. I do apologise. So sorry. So look at this guy. Look at one guy in the audience, right? So this is a great moment, right? You're a big Spider-Man fan. You've gone to a premiere of a trailer. That's how big a fan you are of that world, right? Watch this guy. He's getting his phone ready so he can film it.
Everyone's filming it.
So he misses it.
Everyone's filming it.
So he misses it. Look at this. He's getting his phone ready.
He's got to delete some.
Got it.
He's got to delete some videos. He's got no storage.
And there he gets it. He gets it and missed him coming in. Got it.
I haven't done this in a while, so I'm very nervous.
Got it. He's got it.
How weird for him, though. He's addressing a crowd and not one of them is looking him in the eye. They're all looking through a screen.
But that isn't weird anymore. That's common. I think the converse would be strange. So that's the Spider-Man movie is big news. I'm very excited. Priti Patel, let's just have a quick look.
Oh, God, no, come on.
Well, let's have a quick look, see what they think. France, UK's Home Secretary Priti Patel is a bully. Well, we know that Patel bullied her aide, causing her to overdose. Should Patel be prosecuted and jailed? I mean, this is...
She won't be.
This is what... Well, no, do you remember when she was in trouble for something else? Maybe it was the bullying.
She went to the Middle East, didn't she? And,
that was with Theresa May.
Was doing some chatting that she shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah, but when she was... I think it was bullying, and Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, sent out a text to everyone saying, we've got to protect the Pritzker. Everyone circle the Pritzker. There's no accountability anymore in anywhere, but certainly in the government, and it's so bent and it's so corrupt and it's obvious.
It's the bumbling British version of Trumpism, though,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's the didn't happen, not doing it.
I remember 20 years ago, 15 years ago, every one of them would have either been pushed or they would have resigned and fallen on their sword. Now no one gives a stuff about any of it.
They change the rules to suit themselves retrospectively.
Yeah. Okay, the reviews are in for Adele's 30. Let's have... let's check. Let's get the reviews in from. Let's go to...
I like her very much.
Yeah. Let's go to the Independent. I want to go to the India, a British newspaper.
I heard a clip of her talking to Oprah and addressing this idea that some fans felt let down by her losing weight.
Yeah.
And she said, "Listen, I'm trying to work my own stuff out. I can't be living to suit everyone else at this point."
Yeah. Well, it's like when the Beatles went psychedelic. A lot of fans went, "No, we're not interested." It's identical.
Yeah.
4 stars. Across a more diverse fourth record, the returning singer braids in glimmering moments of self-affirmation amid the typical tirades against herself. Oh, let's okay, we'll have a quick look. Then we'll look at the Oh, for crying out loud!
Yeah.
No one makes heartbreak as relatable as Adele. Ever since she was discovered, aged 18. Sorry, David, if this is hurting. Because he went to school with her, didn't he?
Yeah, you went to the Brit school.
Sorry if this is hurting, mate. Sorry if this... Jackie says, can I ask once again when we are going to have our Battle of the Bands? My band, Badfinger, is awesome. I'm still waiting. It's coming. We're going to surprise it on you. Forgotten about it. 2000 on MySpace, she was discovered. The Tottenham-born singer has made weepy, diaristic soul music her métier. She gathers pain, hers and ours, and spins it into songs that go diamond or platinum. She's great. 3 records over 15 years. Wow, I didn't realise it was so few. So I didn't realise it was so less. Let's see the comments. Unless we have to register, in which case... Oh, my God. The first comment, I'm not even going to read it out. Jeez. But the thing is, that's allowed to stay on there.
Yeah.
I mean, we have much, much worse on the talk radio, Facebook and other forums. It was all "kill myself, you queer" was kind of a lot of them.
The first comment that was put underneath one of our videos was "that bird needs to STF you."
There we go. I mean, that's just
first one. It's not even like it got lost amongst the comments. It was there right at the top.
And it's there. When will Adele write a happy album? There's a reply.
This is from someone who'll never buy an Adele album.
But that's her. I'm sure she has done happy songs, I think. But also that's her oeuvre. That's the thing. Seems there's more cash from belting out warblers. If you don't like Adele, why on earth are you spending X minutes of your life reading an opinion piece about her latest album and then waste additional minutes making sarcastic remarks? Did you read the piece thinking, I hate Adele, but I really want to know what her latest album is like? No, I thought not. It's cathartic. All that money spent on plastic surgery, they couldn't put a smile on her kissing.
She hasn't had plastic surgery. What are they talking about?
I know she's on the blower. Who gives a flying banana? Stick on some text. Yet another case of the author of a piece deciding their view of someone. No, we don't get Seafield choke-ups. We don't.
Oh, right, okay. We need to write it for everyone then. Let's not bother.
How is she the same woman she was? Fans have and continue to pay her to have the luxury life. She has not the life of earlier days in North London. Good for her, but why can't she just enjoy it? What?
Right.
Where does that come from? She's released a record.
That smells like the big
Spirit.
version of, it's a shame you're going behind the paywall because some people haven't got any money, right? That woman has made things. She's made things that people like, and you're going to suggest that in that way that somehow, I don't know, she's stealing a living or whatever it might be, that she's not got a right to express herself in the same way. She's not got a right to talk about her life to people who are asking her about her life. It's just jealousy.
This is a good one. Look at this. More average, self-indulgent warbling. As for her interview with Winfrey, as much as I have no time for Harry, Meghan Markle or any of the royals, wow!
We're astonished.
It was always patently obvious how Markle would be treated by that family. Her story is particularly relevant in regards to racism. Adele has been divorced, like millions, is a single parent, like millions, and most of it is utterly irrelevant. When I played football, I had the pleasure of meeting Justin Fashanu. This is insane!
It's all about him.
And Gary Speed, two profoundly nice men in a profession full of not-so-nice people whose mental health issue led to their suicides. Well, how do you know that she's not a nice person? After my career, I see.
This is about him.
I spent the best part of a decade working in mental health, and what makes me sick is that virtually every single Z-list celebrity now claims to have a mental health problem.
But you just referred to two celebrities that had mental health problems as being
never
examples.
really. I think Gary Speed might have. I don't think Justin Fashanu spoke about it. I think Gary Speed did. You'll know better than me. But if they don't speak about it, well, then they might die, like these two people. And he's one of those guys that it's only the rich people can't have mental health issues.
You're better off than me, therefore you need to.
You
pipe
should
down.
be happy, which obviously wasn't true for these two, for Justin and Justin Fashanu and Gary Speed. But also, he's one of those people that it only really counts if they die. Mental health issues.
But also, this is someone who apparently worked within the mental health care field. What on earth are you saying?
They carry the mental health problem and carries it with them like a fashion accessory. It has indeed become de rigueur. I have nothing personal against Adele.
3 paragraphs in, nothing personal.
But her issues, including that with her father and her marriage, are no different from millions of people the world over who do not have the luxury, time or space that she has to deal with them. What an absolute C this guy is. What an absolute C RM09 is. As for the usual boring voice of a generation stuff, as before, I can name a multitude of better female voices and songwriters off the top of my head.
Why are we clumpering with females?
Perhaps instead of her carping, because having a child she can't be miserable all the... Perhaps instead of her constant carping, because having a child she can't be miserable all the time, she should consider covering always look on the bright side of life or don't worry, be happy. Well, but these two guys... Why didn't these two guys just get on with it? Why didn't these two guys just get on with it and deal with it? You know, they didn't, a national treasure. She seems even more depressing than you Flubel. I mean, that's incredible, right? That's some toxic stuff. Cherie Peapot says, oh my God. People on comment sections drive me insane. My mum was attacked by her dog in March and it was leaked in the local press. The people in the comment section were relentlessly saying she deserved to die. That's it, man. Never go to the Daily Mail comment section unless you're feeling strong.
May I suggest that maybe some better mental health education would mean that these people weren't spending time working their shit out on other people and maybe concentrated on making themselves better rather than projecting outwards?
Amazon to reject customer payments using UK. I don't know what that means. I'm not even vaguely interested in that. So that is.
Gosh.
That's the latest news.
Does anyone else feel a little bit poisoned?
That's the latest news, guys.
Woman did an amazing thing, right? A remarkable thing that people enjoy and makes people's lives a little bit more bearable at a time when some are struggling, and gets hate for it.
But the fact those comments are still up there, I mean, being completely honest, they're pretty tame compared to a lot of the stuff that is on Twitter and Facebook and other comment sections. They're pretty tame comparatively, and they're horrendous. And who knows what anybody is going through. For a start, I've had money in the past. Money did not make me happy. I had fame. That did not make me happy. If anything, it sent me the other way because I found it terrifying and so confusing. I found it so confusing as to why are people liking me when I'm the same guy I was a few years before and not many people like me. No one knows what's going. I've been in AA meetings and I've sat next to some of the biggest rock stars in the world. Literally sat next to one of the biggest rock stars in the world in a meeting. And I see TV people and I see movie stars. I had a movie star invite me to a meeting. I had one of the biggest television stars invite me to a meeting. This is, and I'm not saying it to show off. I'm saying it. When I was sat next to the rock star, I had the rock star sat there, and sat a few seats away from me was a homeless person. And that's it. Right? That's addiction. It's slightly different from depression, but that's it. That's what it covers. It covers that spectrum.
Well, you're all dealing with the same disease.
Well, exactly. And it doesn't... Addiction and depression and bipolar and suicidal thoughts do not... they do not discriminate between class and money. They go wherever they go. And having money... I was never particularly rich, but I was comfortable. I was very comfortable for a while. Having money and having fame does not soothe that thing. All money does is buy you space. For a while, I thought it bought you time. It doesn't. All it does is buy you physical space. That's it.
How strange, though, for someone to be so offended by hearing about someone else's pain. That, to me, says it's not about the other person. It's about the person writing that crap. It's about them not being able to deal with their own stuff.
I hate people. I really hate people, But also...
But those people will never change because they don't realise that it's within themselves to change their attitude.
Here's the thing. Does anybody, apart from a small minority, ever change? Small minority. I think we have changed our minds. I think there are certain things maybe we would never change our minds on. I don't know. Certainly me. But we have changed our minds on things because that was partly what our show is about, I have an opinion, but if someone presents me with different facts or presents me with a powerful opinion that connects with me, then I am prepared to look at things in a different way. But the majority of people do not do that.
Is it the majority of people or is it the ones that are mouthing off that we hear from?
I think it's the majority. There are people... there are people who are still celebrating a significant number of millions of people that are still celebrating Boris Johnson. Partly because, so what? He breaks the rules. He's doing a great thing. But partly because it pisses people like me off.
Yeah.
I know James O'Brien gets lots of tweets saying, ha, 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 you're unhappy and that makes me unhappy.
But that makes me happy.
Oh, it makes me happy, yeah.
But that's people who've got, I think, people who have got no control in their own lives and so they like to kick out. I mean, what happy person takes delight in someone else's displeasure?
That's an extreme. But I don't think there are many people. I think if we had the Brexit vote again, it wouldn't waver that much. It might go 3-4% the other way. And you do see here some businesses going, geez, man, this is not what I was promised. I'm going bust. But I do think it wouldn't be... Brexit has obviously been a disaster. But that wouldn't be shown if there was another poll. Yeah. It would be a small shifting, if anything. If anything. The next general election, the Tories are going to win. They're going to win the next one, probably the next two, because that's how long it takes for that shift to kind of just nudge over.
Labour need to grow up, don't they? Labour still feels new.
Well.
Because of the shift after Tony Blair. But I don't know. I feel like I am a different person from in my 20s, certainly. In my 20s, I was very sure of what was right, what was wrong, what was good, what was bad. If someone was nasty or difficult, they were a dick, and that was it. Now I think I'm a lot more forgiving and understanding of people. I'm not perfect, but I think that I realise that I still feel that most people are good, and I still feel that there is hope. But there are an awful lot of people who are locked into how they felt when they were 19, and if things contradict that, it's everyone else's fault, and that's the way you don't grow as a person.
Sorry, I'm just going to do a little tweet with the phone number.
So yeah, I think I've grown up. I think I have grown differently, maybe not grown up. There is still a healthy dose of big kid in me, and I'm hoping I'll keep that forever. But I feel like I'm a more understanding person. I've seen a lot more of the world. I've experienced things that show me that things aren't black and white necessarily. But then I know people in their 60s who are never going to change, ever, ever, ever. I still really don't know how I'm going to be in my 60s. But I do think there is a swing back and forth, right? So my parents grew up relatively poor, right? And so they made good in the 80s, and they feel like everyone should be able to do that. So they're quite Tory. Yeah. I've gone against that. They think I'm a hippie. My kids maybe will be right wing. I don't know.
Didn't Danny Harrison want to join a military school because his dad was a hippie? So he went the other way. He joined a military academy. Hello, Alistair.
Morning, Catherine. Morning, Ian.
Guten Morgen.
Good morning. I don't know why you should be able to see us. I'm not quite sure why you can't. Oh, because it's a phone call. That would be why.
Imagine us in your mind.
You've got me going this morning.
Wow, yes, mate. Good. That's what you need. Get yourself going. Dirty boy.
With the chat, with the politics, and the hateful people making comments like that. What a load of idiots. And they do get me angry. And one of these days I'm going to find one and tell them.
But why would you want to tell them?
Just to make me feel better.
Okay.
And that's why they're telling people online, you see.
Yeah. There's it doesn't do anything. I don't argue on Twitter. Sometimes emotion gets in the way, and I'll send a tweet, and then literally 30 seconds later, I think, oh geez, don't get involved. Delete and block. It doesn't achieve anything, and we found that. It sounds like I'm really bitter about talk radio. There is a bitterness, but I don't think these points come from bitterness. It's just we saw how the machine went from. We were told that they wanted to have a station where it was chat and not politics, and the example I remember is they said we want to get George Galloway in, not to do a political show, just to talk about Big Brother and reality TV. That was the thing, and we saw the shifting of and once it kicked in, it was quite rapid from that to extreme right-wing politics, and it was weird being part of that. People say, well, why are you working for Murdoch? I said, well, because I need the money, but I naively thought I could affect a change from within. Well, that was done.
Also, we didn't start out working for Murdoch.
No, and I needed the money, and I thought we were an oasis. But all of those things, I mean, I played yesterday, or maybe it was Monday on the radio show, the trailer, the video trailer on the Talk Radio website. It starts off with Julia saying, trans people have to play trans people in movies. Gay people have to play gay people. Sorry, guys, has no one heard of the word acting? Now, you can debate that thing. Should only trans people play trans people? You can debate that. But you don't have to be an arsehole about it. There are subtle ways of going, well, this is what I think, but give me evidence. Give me your experience about that. There are subtle ways of doing it. But of course, who's going to want to listen to a subtle, nuanced conversation? Our figures were very rarely great. So piss poor for a national radio station. We never got above what BBC London was getting. But so doing it in that way, you get the audience of pretty much 95% of people who would agree with that.
Yeah.
Maybe even higher. Anyway, sorry, Alistair, we've interrupted you.
No, yeah, I mean, Catherine's right. That, you know, people like that are so buried in their own stuff that it's like a bit of a hobby to them. I'll you know, criticise this or I'll criticise that because, you know, I've got nothing better to do. But also, you're both testament to the fact that you've had those criticisms, you know, and tweets and trolls. And it must hurt at times. It really must hurt when you're trying to do your best, you're trying to put out a good product, and it always is a good product, in my opinion. And these people have got so negative stuff that comes out. It really is wrong.
When I'm in a good headspace, it doesn't affect me at all because I realise it's more about them than me. If you're in a slightly vulnerable position and a bit raw, things will land because, you know, there's generally a seed of possibility in what they're saying. But the thing is, I don't expect everyone to like me. I don't expect everyone to like what I'm saying. I would like it if people were polite. I think I'm a pretty polite person and I certainly don't go out of my way to hurt. But not everyone plays that game, do they? And what shame if that's the way you get your kicks, but I can't control other people's behaviour, only my reaction to it.
It used to upset me. It almost never does now. It almost never does now. I remember when I was miserable, I was living in that flat, and for some reason, I must have stoked it. I must have initiated it. That Prison Planet guy came for me. I remember when you were relevant in the 90s, all that shit. And of course, when he comes for you, he's got millions of followers. All of his followers come in for you. And I remember I spent like 2 hours just replying back, I love you. I love you. I'm sorry you feel that way. I love you. And that was kind of a turning point for me. And in the end, I realized it was this sea was, you know, it was King Canute. There was no way I could stop this tide coming towards me. So I kind of stopped and I just started blocking everybody. But I spent an hour and a half going, I love you. You know, people calling me a C and, you know, all of that shit. I love you. And, you know, I'm not that bothered. You know, like I had a comment about the radio show. When are you going to realise you're irrelevant and just fuck off or whatever it was? And you know, the people talk
Says
about
one person messaging you in their spare time.
People talk about being relevant. I don't crave being relevant outside of you, Catherine, outside of my kids. And my sister and my nieces. That's the relevance.
But relevant, I think, is the wrong word, but it's the one that people have taken on. And I think, again, that speaks volumes. Relevant now is taken on that thing of famous. They're relevant. That doesn't mean someone's relevant. We're all relevant to people in our lives. The rest of it's bollocks. Yeah. I don't need some guy on Twitter to tell me whether I'm relevant or not.
No, exactly.
What's a ridiculous thing to say?
It's that thing of they're playing a different game to me.
But they think they're punching up. And that's on them. That's nothing to do with me. They think they're punching up. Because otherwise, what's the point? Why would you address a stranger like that unless you were trying to make a point, take them down a peg or two, which suggests you think they're on a peg? You know? So, I don't...
Anyway,
I don't know. It's a strange game to some people. It's a strange game.
Yeah, and ironically enough, I mean, if these people could be magically changed, like, you know, and they stopped doing it, they would be happier.
Hello, viewer.
I bet in real life, Alistair, these people don't say boo to a goose, and that's part of the problem. They take out all their stuff. It's like whack-a-mole, isn't it? They take out all their stuff on people that they think are sort of faceless caricatures online, not real. They don't realise they're going off in your pocket.
Yes. I watched Crawl last night, Ian.
Oh yeah, the one with the crocodile.
Crawl, amazingly quite good. You know, you'd think the concept initially, this might be a bit.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it?
But it's brilliant, and if you compare the alligators to Jaws, what great!
The alligators looked incredible. I thought the leads, and I don't know any of their names, and there's no one famous in it. The daughter, the young woman, and the dad. I thought they were amazing, you know. And it was just scary enough that one of my boys came for a cuddle, You know, and I think the turning point was the bit when he's got a broken leg and the bone sticking out, and he pushes it back in.
Oh, now.
And it was. I thought it was a good film. It was, and the effects were great. You know, and no one hammed it up, and you know, completely stupid and bonkers and dumb, but wonderful.
Yeah. The place where I jumped out of my seat was when a tree crashed through a window.
Oh yeah. That was wicked.
Did it have an alligator stuck to it?
Yeah. No, not on. Well, later maybe.
I don't think it's a spoiler.
I just want to. We had a problem with last night's show.
Touch for me is like,
Is that last night's show? That
Yes.
is, isn't it? Can I just? Sorry, Alice. I'm just going off on a tangent. We had a problem with last night's show because we showed Fry and Laurie. The show got pulled. So can I just? I'm just going to put the. I think it's back up. So I'm just going to put the link in the chat. Can someone just click on that link and let me know that I can see it because it's my channel. Just let me know that it's working because I think it is because the numbers are up. Thank you, Alistair. Always nice to talk to you, my friend, my brother in recovery.
All the best.
Take care. Tutty bye. 0203 286 6370 is the phone number.
I was reading about
66 people.
I was reading about Darren Day yesterday. Because someone who started following me said, "I've just read that Darren Day article. It's made me so angry." It's a really sad article about how he relapsed about 18 months ago.
Right, yeah.
And had been previously because he's had a struggle with cocaine for a long time, since the sort of Darren Day Top Shagger days.
Works, thank you, Matty.
Sleeping in his friend's car at one point.
Yeah.
Moving it around, you know.
Well, he was a huge star. He was the next Cliff Richard because he did Summer Holiday,
Yes.
the musical, and he was a huge star and he was everywhere. And unfortunately for him, very quickly descended into cocaine hell, and that does terrible things and causes you to make terrible decisions. And he blew what could have been one of the biggest careers in Britain
and all his
entertainment.
money. All his money.
Yeah, and it's sad, you know. But then you got those people that look at drug addiction as self-inflicted.
Yes.
And even some of those people that know it's an illness or know it's a tricky thing to stop, still go, yeah, but he caused it by doing the first line. But we're compelled to do those things. We're compelled to seek out those things that change our mood. The compulsion it starts way before the drug gets in you. The compulsion is shit. I'm so uncomfortable in my body. It's quite often it's self-hatred. I'm so uncomfortable in my body. I need to find something that will change the way I feel. And often it starts off with booze for a lot of people, certainly with me. Some people don't. I was going to use the word progress, but that's the wrong word. Some people don't move to another mood changes. Some people just stick with booze, but some people that doesn't work. So you want something more, and it's cocaine or heroin, or it can be weed, or it can be anything, you know. So, poor old Darren Day. I interviewed him. He was on Rise once, and I think he was crazy at that point. I think he was ill at that point. So, I've got a frog in my throat. So,
I mean, you look back at it now, it's bloody obvious, isn't it?
There was a sex tape. There's all of that shit.
Yeah, and also his relationships kept breaking down because he would go from one woman to the next. Because obviously he was craving that thing, you know, highs all the time. He wanted, you know, the next shiny thing will sort me out. Well, it doesn't, does it? Because you're carrying it around with you. Morning,
Mandy. For those people that joined us late, can I just show you something very, very exciting that I found in my... I found. Look at the stats.
Look at this.
Look at the stats. Paddington Green, Series 3. We have, was it 3 or 4 episodes from Series 2, 3 or 4 episodes from Series 3. And I have been assured by someone who's very, very flaky, but I love her, that we will be getting more episodes. This is the most exciting thing. And what makes it hilarious is Pete is not here well, maybe Pete is here and he stormed out. He stormed out because this is great. This is great stuff. And I am thrilled. These ones might work on YouTube. We got a copyright strike for the other ones. These ones might work because they might not be the algorithm might not pick it up. I don't know. But there is going to be a public screening, a ticketed event.
Oh, Pete's just emerged.
Hey, Pete! Look at the screen, baby. Look at the screen, baby.
Pete's just gone.
Yes, I'm away.
Pete, look at the stats. Look at the stats on that screen. Absolute statistics. Look at those numbers. You see it, baby? You see it, bad boy? That's right, my friend. That is right, my friend.
Feast your eyes upon that.
We've got 3 or 4 how many episodes was it? Let's have a little look.
6.
We've got 3 episodes from series 2. We got 4
7
episodes from series 3. We're missing episodes. So we've got 2. Series 2, it's 1, 4, and 5. Series 3, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We have been assured, and now I kind of believe it. That we're going to get more episodes at some point. So I'm very confused what meant to be annoyed about. I don't know either. It was just words, isn't it? So, what was that? Which cat was that?
Or was it the postie?
Could have been the postie. So it's Paddington Green Series 3. That's what we got.
We've obtained it finally.
And so I'm going to chase her up today. I'm going to say, all right, Claudia, thank you. We got it. We checked it. This is the good stuff. I want to make a bulk order.
Sorry for ever doubting you.
No, of course I'm not. Why would I apologise? I've got nothing to apologise for. She gets everything she deserves. Everything she deserves. 0203 286 6370. It was interesting doing the radio because there's quite a few phone. There's a lot of phone calls considering it's 350 people listening. There's a lot of phone calls.
Yeah.
That'll end. The novelty, well, maybe most of them were Gatford. So thank you, Gary. But that'll end, and people will go, okay, well, the novelty of phoning in is I'll let someone else have a go. That's when the work really starts. That's when it's going to get tricksy, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know.
I wonder if you'll get anyone new, like proper new.
I don't think so. It's kind of my fans, and it's a lot of you lot. And it's a lot of people that didn't like Twitch, and I get it. I get it why they didn't like Twitch. It's a different thing. It's odd they didn't go for the podcast, but again, the podcast would sound different. So there are a lot. We had the Chalk Ice Man. Oh no, the Hey Little Hen Man. I think it was the Chalk Ice Man doing the Hey Little Hen. And speaking of foreign language to a lot of you, I think the novelty will. I don't know. I enjoyed the show a lot last night, but I did come away thinking, I don't quite know why I'm doing this. 3 months I'm going to commit to. 3 months. I think we've had a couple of advertisers go for that long, and I think I owe it to the other presenters. The show before me, no one was really listening to. And I don't quite know what I'm doing it for. But we'll see. We'll see. I do think, I've made so much work for myself. I did 2.5, 5.5. I did 7.5 hours of performing yesterday, and I'm still very tired today. Yeah. And then there's an hour tonight. We'll be on at 9 o'clock just for an hour, and you are very, very welcome to join in. There's no show on at 7 o'clock because we've not quite got there. Yeah, I also worry that I'm not promising anything, that the other shows are expecting too much. They're expecting thousands of listeners. I suspect their listeners will be in the tens.
I can speak for the Nerdy T-shirt girls, and that's not true. They're on Gumbo, and they're doing it really they started it in lockdown as a way to sort of stay sane, really. And it's something they would do to no crowd at all. So they're happy with anything. I think they're just really, do you know what the thrill is for them?
Hanging out with a celebrity, famous guy.
No, the confirmation that they're doing something fun. You know, and the fact that we've seen it is kind of enough.
Pete says I can speak for the Mimi, and that's not true here either. Pete, you had 150 people listening to the repeat. Why don't you call it
the repeat? The repeat.
Repeat. Why don't you call it that? Change the name to repeat. How is your voice not completely broken by now? You've been talking for a day straight. 'Cause I'm a tough guy.
You never stop.
I'm a tough guy. But people talk all day as well. That's a weird thing. People talk all day. Loser. Sorry, you were going to speak.
It's all right. You were still speaking. It was
doesn't always stop you.
Well, sometimes I've got to jump in.
Okay.
What I was saying was he will speak microphone or not all day, so his voice is very, very strong indeed.
I wear a clip mic all day just to make me feel important. Make me feel like my words have some sort of relevance.
Wait.
I'm giving a chair tomorrow at an AA meeting. And a top secret location means I've got to leave college a bit earlier. It's becoming a bit of a regular thing. I haven't done a chair for over 2 years. years, maybe 3 years.
Tell us what that is for people.
That is where you sit at the front of the meeting and you share your experience, strength, and hope for 10 to 15 minutes. And I think tonight's about step one. We admitted we were powerless over alcohol and our lives have become unmanageable, which is an easy thing to talk about. But so you sit, it's an hour meeting. So sometimes the shares can be like 20, 25 minutes if it's an hour and a half. It's an hour meeting. So I talk for 10 to 15 minutes about it with a couple of war stories, but not too many. And then you talk about recovery. Or you can talk about just about war stories if you want. I kind of like the ones where it's those. And you do that, and I haven't done it for years, and I'm really nervous. It's bloody mild. I'm going to get home late on Thursday because got college, which is 2.5 hours away. Then this meeting is about 2 hours away from college, and then the meeting is about 2 hours away from my house. So I'm getting home about 10 tomorrow night. I haven't done it for ages, and I'm really nervous about it. Really nervous about it. People always think, I've got nothing to say, no one's going to be interested, and I've relapsed and stuff like that. But then the relapse is a part of it, and it's important. It's important stuff, man. But and also it's the thing. Whenever you're asked to do something in one of the 12-step fellowships, you have to learn to say yes, okay, even if you don't want to do it. You always, unless it's physically impossible, one is always encouraged by one sponsor to go, yes. Would you do this? Yes. Because that is a healthy thing to do. So
take it a bit easier on yourself, please.
Ian, you're contradicting yourself.
So what?
Because you'd want to hear it.
Easy on yourself.
Okay. Good chat.
Make it easy. What does that mean? Make it easy. Make it easy.
'Cause breaking up is so very hard
then
to do.
That doesn't make any sense.
If you really love her and there's nothing I can do, don't try to spare my feelings. Just tell me that we're through. That's what she's saying. Don't keep tearing yourself between these two lovers. Go, and I'll deal with it. That's what she's saying. Make it easy on yourself.
Is it the same as I wanna make it with you?
It's the opposite of that.
Wow.
It's the opposite of that.
I've misunderstood the phrase "make it."
Wow.
I just remembered a great line in Only Murders in the Building. Don't stand so close to Sting. Don't stand so close to Sting.
Can we discuss Sting's acting?
Sting does the acting.
It's big.
Primary school, right? So he's playing in a lift. He's playing Sting. He's supposed to be posh. He's
aloof.
supposed to be famous and aloof. So he does the thing I remember doing in a school play, right? We stood like this. Does that to show I am
above
pissed,
you.
I'm above you and I'm pissed off with what you're doing. Does that.
Yeah.
And I remember doing that when I was 9.
If he'd have had a waistcoat or some braces, he would have been doing that. Or a jacket.
How did he get... I mean, he had a successful acting career, as did Bowie.
Because he was beautiful.
But both terrible actors. Let's have a...
I think with Sting, the thing with him was, one, beautiful, kind of Rutger Hauer-ish, blonde, beautiful, British, and cool. That's quite a combo. I mean, I have not seen Harry Styles acting, but I dare say if he wasn't Harry Styles, he wouldn't be in the same positions.
Let's have a little bit of Sting acting, guys. David says, yeah, Adele went to the Brit school, but don't worry, she wasn't in my year. Click live, David. Although I suspect you might be playing with us. You might be tickling our pickle. Let's have a little look at Sting acting. This is the trailer for Brimstone and Treacle, which is Dennis
you
Potter.
told me about this.
And it's some play. It's about a woman. I don't quite know what her condition is. It might be like it's some kind of I don't know what you'd say these days. She is severely mentally disabled. I don't know if I'm... Anyway, and Sting is the devil, and he cures her by having sex with her. So here we go. Let's have a look at the trailer. Oh, it's a Horror Club.
Oh, Brimstone.
Directed by Richard LaCrane. What did he direct? Pete, can you remind, what did he direct? Long Crane. He directed maybe like Hammer films.
Are we about to see Sting audition to be one of those stock images of a man under pressure?
Here we
are.
go.
Yes, there it is.
Oh, it's dubbed over. Well, that's no good. That's no good.
Don't stop here.
Well, that's no good. Oh, what's that guy's name? I love him.
Denzel
Washington.
Elliott.
Denham Elliott. That's it. I love Denham Elliott. Bisexual when it was not trendy. It's very, very trendy now.
Trendy.
It's very, very trendy now. Oh, is this? This is it. I think this is the whole.
For just $67, you can make as many videos as you want, and you never need to pick up a camera.
13 o'clock.
On the matinee, that makes it a lot easier.
Spock with a beard.
Because, you know,
you don't. Spock's beard was a band, I think, as well. Okay, well, we're not going to see that. Let's look for the June. Let's look for the June trailer, because he's in that. What was it? 1980s.
84.
Here we go. So we're going to see a bit of Sting. I'm Simon Bates. This movie is rated a 15. What that means is...
It's got farts and swears in it.
Do you remember those things on the front of videos? I'm Simon Bates. This movie is rated 15. What that means is there will be crude language, sexual humor, and violence.
Beginning is a very delicate time. Know then that it is the year 10,191.
This is 80.
It looks crap, doesn't it?
I'm thinking this looks quite good. This looks quite good.
In this time, the most precious substance in the universe is the spice
She was in a
melange.
coma, thank you.
The spice extends life.
This looks all right.
The spice.
They're all addicted to spice.
Is Arrakis, also known as June.
Incredible secret has been kept on this planet. And the unbelievable me.
Yeah.
I see two great houses.
This looks better than I thought it would.
Where kingdoms are built on earth that moves.
Right, let's just type in. Is this a Picard?
It
Let's type in
is.
Sting.
How is McLaughlin still the same? He's got the same stuff as Paul Rudd, isn't he?
Scene with Sting and Sean Bean.
Oh, this is
Okay.
going to be excellent. Please let Sean Bean say bastard. Rude.
That is some hair.
Kawazura.
I don't know what that means.
That posh coffee that you get in a tin.
Oh, okay.
So it's brought in.
Me? He needs pomade.
No one had pomade back then. Was hairspray on out?
Smash it.
Oh! He's been to one of those family portrait sessions. If you don't pay, they get very, very handsy.
Now Sting looks cool here. He looks cool. He looks beautiful. He looks like this guy's a great actor.
But he's not done any talking.
There
yet.
we go. Exactly. He's controlling his rage.
Oh, how's it bleeding?
That is good. That is a very, very good special FX. I love the fact that the word special FX is actually a special effect in itself.
Yeah.
It's clever, that.
So clever.
Very clever. Don't CGI.
He's jamming that picture.
Oh, he smashed it, he's cut it, he's
making it into
blowtorching
a
him.
creme brulee.
So she goes, oh, I get it, you're going to kill my family. All right, fine. What do we do?
Oh, is that what he's saying? Just didn't like family photos.
Sting, say something. Sting. Where's Sean Bean? I always thought it was Sean Bean for quite a long time.
Sian Bian. Do you know what he's doing? He's pinching himself under the table.
Oh, we got copyright. We're getting a copyright. Sorry.
We won't see him act.
If we disappear, stick
and all that sort of stuff, because that's what he became famous for our generation, didn't he?
125.16. I
and
gotta
Tru-
go back and
him
gotta
and Trudy.
cut those telephone numbers out. There's only one number, but it's only one number. It'll be fine. I got to cut that out. Naughty. 0203-286-6370 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I think 125 is good for me. Alistair North, 86 minutes. Remember when movies used to be 80, 90 minutes? That was it.
90
Stories told, 86 minutes. We're done. You're done. Thank you. Goodbye. And now Bond is 3 hours. What was it? Shang-Chi's
like 2.5 hours. You just think it's done. It's done. Tell you what, cut it in half, make a sequel. That's all you need. That's all you need to do.
Why do they do that? Is it just
dickheads?
Is it because they're not putting them on video anymore?
Well, how would that impact on it?
Well, you have to buy either a 90-minute or a 60, don't you?
That's true, actually. That's true. Never use a 4-hour video or a 2-hour audio cassette. It just does not work. No, the quality, and also sometimes you'd get. They did in like the 70s and 80s an hour of the Kinks. They would it may have been Music for Pleasure with the Oval label MFP. An hour of the Dave Clark 5, and they'd cram 30 minutes onto each side. The quality was shocking. Wow. It's too thin because they're cramming all this music where there isn't the space for all of this. So there's no room for the grooves, no room for the vibrations. How do records work? That's nuts, right? That's nuts that you got a bit of plastic and you make that in it, and it gets smaller and smaller, and there's music in there. What? How is that? What is that?
I don't know. I really don't know. And it goes up a needle. And some of those needles, like the one on my dad's set, is like the end of a knitting needle. It's really fat. So I don't know.
Cherie Peapot says, has anyone watched the Chippendale doc on Amazon? This is the second time I've heard this reference, and it popped up yesterday.
Is it about the Chippendales or is it about furniture?
Popped up yesterday when I was looking for Ishtar. What is it? Cherie Peapot, tell us about the documentary. Why is it so good? Because I might watch it if it's good. Is it funny good? Is it heartbreaking good? Is it horrific good? Is it just interesting? Which of those is it? Please. 0203 286 779
Things and numbers.
Thing is the thing. If you want to give us a call. What popped up? Click live, Matty. It was a phone number. I showed it showed the screen, the Skype screen, and the phone number, if that is what you are asking.
Yes. It was visible.
So I just need to cut that out. It's an easy cut. It's an easy edit. I think we get the opportunity to edit it. Oh, here we go. Mandula. I saw the Chippendales 3 times at the Strand.
Doesn't appeal to me at all, but that's because my first experience of a stripper was a bloke that looked like Lovejoy.
Where was this?
Pub. He got on the table.
And you went?
I was 18. My friend got his girlfriend pregnant at 18. She was a bit older. They got married.
Yeah.
And we went to the pub, and her friends were bawdy. And they got a stripper come in the pub. Didn't get his willy out, thank God.
Did he have like a pouch?
He had a red satin posing pouch, and all his spider's legs were hanging out the sides. It was just the least. It was like someone's dad had been given a £5 and 5 pints and told to entertain us. None of us were up for it. None of us, not one. And it was in the Albion, which is now a rather more salubrious place than it was back then.
Mandy says, one of them sang to me and gave me a rose. He was called Murray.
Oh, God, where did he pull it out from, though?
Cherie Peapot says, it's about what went on behind the scenes. Mortifying, to be honest. That's why I went back 2 more times. It's about what went on behind the scenes. Lots of criminal activity, deceit.
I bet.
Oh, I might have some of that. I got the end of Ishtar today. Got nothing all day, apart from the thing tonight. The end of Ishtar. Probably going to go to bed after we get back from... actually, I might just go to bed after the show because I'm really tired. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm so tired.
Tired barber talking about Lovejoy on the table in the Albion. Nothing better than nuts with a pint.
Oh, come on.
Never touch nuts in a bar. You know why. And I think that's probably
Mandy's really
still true.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much. Ha ha, we went with our mums. They dragged us along 3 times.
Come on now.
They dragged you along 3 times.
The first time is accidental. The second and third time was purpose.
Isn't it? That's outrageous. Yeah. Well, how old? You're kind of now implying that you were a child. How old? This is getting a little bit creepy. How old were you? I want to see one of the Simon Bates...
Warnings.
I want to see Simon Bates warnings. Simon Bates video. Here we go. Oh, God, they're all up. They're all up. They all get about 10, 15,000 views.
And the fourth one down is Harry Enfield taking the piss.
Here we go.
Whenever you rent or buy a video, you need to be sure that the film you choose is suitable for the audience at home. To help you, there are certificates given to films which tell you broadly what the film is like. This film has been classified U. This means, quite simply, universal. In other words, it can be seen by people of all ages. There'll be nothing
This is what we want. We want the good stuff.
Whenever you rent or buy a video, you need to be sure that the film you choose is suitable for the audience at home. To help you, there are certificates given to films which tell you broadly what the film is like.
He said that Simon Bates is a fan of mine. We asked him on the show once. He said, I will politely refuse, but I'm a big fan of Ian.
This film has been classified 18, which means it's for adults only. It's an offence for your shop to supply an 18 video to anyone under that age, so don't ask them to break the law. An 18 film will certainly have an adult theme and might well contain strong scenes of sex or violence, which could be quite graphic. It may also contain some very explicit language, which will frequently...
Such as fuck, shit,
mean sexual swear words.
Way! Sexual swear words, sexual swear words.
And brave acting.
There was a film that was shown on Channel 4. How was it phrased? How was it phrased, the introduction? The following film these weren't the actors. De Niro was one. The following film stars Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and has Frank Language. As though Frank Language was an actor.
Did he used to play for
Video
Chelsea?
certificates are there to give you the chance to make an informed choice. They allow you to have peace of mind and be entertained. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the film.
I won't if there's sexual swear words in
I
there,
jolly
Simon.
well won't. I feel like I've been warned.
I wonder if there's... Did you ever hear Alex's doing our tune? Look at Batesy now. Look, he's looking good. He's looking good.
He looks younger.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's one. It's Alex. Might contain sexual swear words.
This is the theme from Romeo and Juliet.
Don't ignore the...
Dave is a long-distance lorry driver. In his letter, he points out that there's so much more to lorry drivers than simply greasy food, murder, and dogging in laybys with the likes of Stan Collymore. Sometimes the route is a solitary
By the way,
one.
the A421. We could tell him this.
The A41.
A41.
Get it right. We on the way back.
I was feeling a bit glum, so Ian said, I know what will cheer you up.
Pulled into the A41 and there was a car there, so I started flashing my hazards.
I was like, move.
I said, I don't know what the code is, so I'm just going to press lots of different lights. Flashing my main
You were on
beam.
the delivery side anyway.
There were loads of trucks. Loads of trucks and a little white van, and then we both got really, really scared, so we just drove off really quickly.
And every twist and turn in the road.
He did say, you said, I'm sitting here flashing my lights, but if he moves, I'm going to shit myself.
A pull on the high cholesterol of a lorry driver's furred up heartstrings.
Oh.
Driving all night through the country with just 20 B&H and this month's razzle for company.
All right, let's hear it.
Dave's mind switched to his school days. From suicide, presumably. He wasn't all that successful academically. How can I say? He probably wouldn't even get into Lampeter University.
We don't need the
A
pictures.
bit fake. You know the
They're
sort?
fake.
Good for nothing more than fighting, flobbing, and fingering. And metalwork or something. You know what they're like. As he cast his mind back, he remembered Karen, the only girl who cared for him at school 10 years before. He'd been cruel to her, not returning the interest she paid in him, and now, in the dead of night...
This might get a bit too rude. If it does, we'll stop it.
He decided, damn it, he'd go back to his hometown of Sutton Coldfield and rectify the problem.
Lingered on that picture a bit too long.
He had to see her. Make up for lost time. Turning his lorry round, he travelled 250 miles to her parents' house. In a daze, he knocked on the door. Sure enough, they still lived there and told him where to find Karen. He went to her flat. And there she was. But that's where the problems really began. She was rougher than he remembered. Fuck me. That's right. That was why he didn't fancy her. A face like a bulldog licking piss off a thistle.
Which some people like. Which some people like.
Bulldog licking piss off a thistle.
Like Dean Gaffney, but without the looks.
But he was always very successful with the ladies, wasn't he? Gaffers. No, Gaffney was. He was a goer.
Oh my God, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
Or the body. Or the personality. Rough as you like. Sweet Jesus. Ah. 250 miles for that. I mean, he was no oil painting, but no, that's hideous. Fucking hell. Sorry, he said wrong house and jumped back in the lorry.
Sorry, he said wrong house!
Oh, dear. Wow.
Sorry, he said wrong house.
This one. It's a lovely letter, I think you'll agree. Dave says, the words of Krista Berg won't erase the memory of her hideous boat race. But it's something, I suppose.
Like a bulldog licking piss off a thistle. He did loads of. I seem to remember he might have done some for me on XFM. I'm surprised. That seems to be the only one. I think that's the only one up there. Yeah. Oh my God. I'll maybe text him and ask him where.
I mean, maybe that was the most polite one.
He did. He also did. Hang on a minute. We just played. It's called Dower Tune. A Dower tune on the show. It's on YouTube. Where are the rest? Oh, and he used to do and any Parsons. He used to do Nicholas Parsons selling drugs. Oh my God. I wonder if that's on it. It's Parsons. Okay, there's Matt Berry. We'll play a bit of this. Matt Berry interviewing Nicholas Parsons.
So here we are. We're in the Pleasance Courtyard in a tent, a fine tent. I'm with Matt Berry while we look at Edinburgh 09. Matt, how are you enjoying?
I'm good, but I think I'm supposed to be interviewing you. I could be wrong, but I don't know.
I don't know whether that was quite what I had in. I don't know whether you read the publicity sheet that we. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, Matthew, I don't know whether you read the...
Anyway, I can't find the one where he does.
He's quite good, isn't he, Alex Lowe?
He's good. He's funny. He's a funny guy. But he used to do... I've got some China White, I've got some brown, and it really will fuck you up. Here we go. Okay, I will send some of them if I can find them. There we go. He's gonna send some over.
He's going down to the vault.
I've got some dynamite weed that'll fuck you up.
Oh, poor old Nicholas Parsons.
Why poor old Nicholas Parsons? He lived to about 100 and
yeah, but
died.
do you remember we tried to get... Well, we got him in for an interview and he forgot that he'd been on. And
he was
ringing me
old.
up to arrange it again.
We had the interview, but EastEnders was playing really loudly in the background, wasn't it? He was old. He had a great life. He had a very successful, great life. Everyone loved him. I met him once. He was delightful. He was wonderful. And he was exactly as you'd imagine Nicholas Parsons to be. Selling dynamite weed that'll F you up. That's what was going on.
Yeah, no wonder he forgot he'd been on already.
Oh, bless him. 0203 286 6370 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I'll tell you what I was saying last night. I'll tell you what's nice about this show is it's a completely different vibe to the radio show. This can still got an energy. It's got a different energy when you're here. When you're on Zoom.
I don't like doing it on Zoom so much.
Do you know? I like it.
No, I find it. I don't know. I prefer being here.
I like both equally. I think it's just a completely different completely different show. You're coming here on Friday.
Yes.
I'm going to have those beautiful boys in there, so be warned.
Can they not do that by Zoom?
No.
Oh.
My eldest said, "Daddy, can I interview someone on your radio show one day?" I went, "Dude, you can have a show. Do whatever you want.
That'd be very cool."
It's yours." He was very excited. He texted me at lunchtime yesterday, meaning he takes his phone into school, and said, "One of my friends remembers you stealing strawberries." And I went, "Oh God, that's interesting. I hope it wasn't embarrassing." He said, "No, it was funny." I said, "Okay."
That's nice.
I said, "Okay." I said, "One day it might get embarrassing, but just deal." And it will do. Well, it will do at some point. Anyway. That's we got 45 minutes, and Lulu says disjointed on Zoom. I think I enjoy it. I think it's a different show, and I enjoy it. Michael says my mum always found it weird when I listened to Our Tune. It's strange. It was the most listened to thing on the radio.
It would always be
you'd have like 20 million people listening to it.
Colin and Julie had been going steady since they were 18 years old. They thought it would last forever. If only that were the case.
It was huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah. Do you reckon they actually got letters, or were they made up?
I reckon some were made up. I reckon some were made up. I know that when David Prever on LBC did, okay, it's time for David's moral dilemmas, and he'd get a letter from someone. They were all made up.
There were letters from Mr. D. Prever.
D. Prever. He would make those up. It's funny that he's in work and I'm not. Told you about the call from the agent. It's not a thing yet, but I've been asked. It's a weird one. Would you consider moving to Canada? And I said, tell him yes, and then let's see where it goes. To work on a radio station. So tell him yes, and then we'll see where that goes. I can't move to Canada. I've got kids and stuff. But if they offered me like £1 million, that then becomes a predicament. You know, if it's because Christian Connor got paid millions to move to Australia.
He did.
It becomes a predicament, doesn't it? So, but it's not even anywhere near there yet. It will probably come to naught. But I don't see how I could. I've got my cats. Oh, and the boys as well. Cock Bongo, are you joining the Kids in the Hall? No, I'm not. Kids in the Hall are on Amazon Prime now. I'm tempted to. I want to do another watch along on. I don't know why I've got these on. But I don't need it. I want to do another watch along on the Twitch, but I don't quite know what yet. I'd like to do Kids in the Hall, but I'm kind of vaguely enthusiastic about it. I want to do something on a par with Mario. I would love to have done Ishtar or Soul Man or Electric Dreams, but all of those you got to pay.
Yeah.
You got to pay for, and I don't want to go. I don't want to go down that route. So I'm not sure really, but I would like to do another one with you guys. You know, we're having the ticketed Paddington Green, but it'll be nice to do something like that. But I don't quite know what.
It'll land at some point. We'll go. That's the one.
I don't quite know what. I mean, we have got Paddington Green to watch. We have got Airline that we started. I want to do The Family as well, which is great. There's so many of those. Fly on the Wall documentaries. I want to do the first series of A Place in the Sun, where it's these two guys moving to Greece.
Place in
Greece, that's it. It's on YouTube, but it's like a sped up version to beat the algorithm. So it's sped up and it's smaller. So it's like, well, I'm not going to watch that.
No.
I once got a birthday card from those guys. My wife kind of got like a birthday card, and she made a birthday video, and it was Carrie and David. It was Duncan Bannatyne.
All the favourites.
Oh, but they were all my favourites. I loved all of those people. You know the theme tune to Carrie and David's Pop Shop?
Yes.
That's a banger, right? That is a great tune.
The girls used to really love that.
Carrie and David's
Pop Shop.
It's something like that, wasn't it? Let's how do we get to YouTube from here? Is that YouTube? Let's find Carrie.
Hello, dear viewer. Ian Lee from I'm a Celebrity.
Carrie. They are the nicest people, Carrie and David's Pop Shop theme. Here we go. This is, and it was a song. It was just a show about music.
Yeah,
and it was flipping brilliant. They're so talented, both of them. I really had a lot of time for them. They'd come on Rise a lot. Here we go. Hang on, I think there's a whole episode. I wonder if it's better quality. Here we go.
Here's the place we want to see. It's
Carrie and David's Pop Shop.
Here's the place we want to be. It's Carrie and David's Pop Shop.
Oh, that's clever. They play the instrument that you see.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a clever.
A musical sensation for every situation. If you need a tune, they'll find it.
What are they in?
Behind it.
They're in what do they call those little makeup things?
Compacts.
They're in compacts.
Here's the place we want to see.
I used to play this a lot on Virgin Radio. Did I? I know I played B is for Banana a lot, but I used to play this, did I? Matty remembers everything.
Pop Shop. Here's the place we want to be. It's Carrie and David's Pop Shop. A musical sensation for every situation. If you need a tune, they'll find it.
Why would you need a tune?
We all need a tune now and again.
True
Cock
that.
Bongo says, I wonder if CBeebies are different to the BBC when it comes to copyright
find out.
strikes. They're the same.
Let's find out.
I guarantee it.
Mark says this is cringy. You're kidding me. It's Carrie and David's Pop Shop. It's a long thing tune. And it was set in an actual pop shop.
Yeah.
Set in an actual pop shop.
Stand by for action, pups, and welcome to Carrie.
All right.
Oh,
He's like he's in his late 50s.
Yeah.
You go.
Oh, he's such a friendly cat. You're really.
Right, so I think for the thing, they write a song.
Now, if I pass it through, can you?
And then see, they perform it.
Let's spend the day.
Let's spend the day.
Hang on a minute, is this true? Lenny says Carrie got her MBE yesterday. Wow! What a coincidence that we're doing this.
Yes.
Oh, good for her. Good for her.
On safari.
They were we had them on Rise. They were so in love, those two. They were so much in love. It was beautiful.
Let's spend the day. Let's spend the day.
Making love in the afternoon.
Not on CBeebies, mate. Come on.
Brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Let's get the song. Goodbye. Goodbye, little girl. Look, they have a concert. I bet we see David Turner's in the audience. Here we go. Look.
Look up in the sky. What do you see? I can see a bird. I can see a lion. Look under the tree. What do you see? I can see a snake.
Where is he?
I don't know. I don't want to know. He's on safari.
I can see a lion.
That's not a lion. I think you might be at that Chinese zoo where they dress up dogs.
It's going to be a shit verse, and it's going to be a great chorus. Look at this. There's David Turner's. I've got their kids like dancing. This like this is a real concert. Watch this kid. He's doing this.
Yeah, he is.
Watch this kid. He's brilliant. This kid. Hang on.
What do you call that? The hula.
Here we go. Oh, they've been told to, because if you look, there's another kid on this side doing the hula hula.
Yeah, there'll be a grown up there.
Here we go. Look. Oh, it's a Wimbleway, because it's about safari.
Boom.
It's the Wimbleway dance. Oh, they're doing the Wimbleway dance. Remember when they hosted Fame? Oh, let's hear the chorus.
It's great.
It's a great chorus, right?
Yeah.
Ole, 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 ole. Let's spend the day on safari. If there was a Carrie and David Pop Shop album, oh God! Excuse me, I'm just going to go to Discord and see if there not Discord, Discogs. Have I still got Discogs on this phone, or did I? Oh, I lost it. Let's go to Discogs and let's see if we've got Discogs. We've got Carrie and David. I mean, he was in a group, wasn't he? I can't remember what group he was in.
Imagination, wasn't it?
No, that was Lee Johns. There's Carrie. Oh, David Grant. Okay, so David Grant. Oh, he had a hit on his own. He was in Lynx, and he had a hit on his own. Biggest hit in the US, Stop and Go. Here we go. Right, okay. So Carrie, okay, there doesn't seem to be. She's worked on with Gary Barlow, Corduroy. Oh, whoa! Carrie and David, Watching and Waiting. Whoa! Everybody calm down. Carrie and David, Watching and Waiting. So there is an album, but it's not.
It looks like it's a Christian album.
Brothers and sisters watching, let's get moving. I love you, Lord.
Happy to be praising.
Lord, I worship you.
Open our eyes, Lord.
Oh my God, they did a Christian album. This is the coolest thing ever. And the genre is funk, soul, style, gospel. This is the coolest thing ever. Carrie and David Grant, Watching and Waiting. They did a Christian album. That's brilliant.
In 1997.
Oh my God. Hang on a minute. So let's go for David Grant. He was in Linux. David Grant, Lynx. Here we go. See if we can see.
Introducing the first ever.
There we go.
With Google Tensor. The first.
Yes.
Oh, this is great.
That's him in the tux, isn't it?
Oh, this is great. This is great.
That's him.
Oh, this is great. What a band. 2 drums. He's got 2 drums, this guy. He doesn't care. It's all he needs. Yeah. What a voice. What a band. What a sound. They do a show. They do a show on Saturday mornings on BBC London. Tell them I say hi if you listen to it. Say hello from me. That is an absolute
banger
tune.
Mm-hmm.
Look at these guys. What's this? NF? What are you doing? Turn around and have a look at it. What's your problem? This guy's not being so cool.
I think he's just waiting to give him a lift home.
Yes, man.
I tried to cut the baby's hair and there was nothing that he's a baby there, isn't he?
Yeah.
When I stole all the apples that I never grew.
Oh, that is great, man. What a song.
Wow.
That is fantastic. Oh, wowzers. Well, I mean, they were on Rise all the time, and I didn't really know their history, and that is amazing stuff. Good for them. Good for him. Good for them. There was something else I was going to look for, and I can't think what it was. Have you seen this? What's My Line with Colonel Sanders?
Yes.
Actual Colonel Sanders is a real person.
Colonel Harland.
His first name is Harland?
Sanders. Is that right, sir? Right.
Actual Colonel Sanders.
Was he a slave? He was a slave man, wasn't he?
I don't know.
Is he real? Right, this guy exists, but is Colonel Sanders real? Is that a real name, a real human being?
He is real. And the image is certainly old colonial gentleman, isn't it?
But is he an actor? And they said, right, okay, you've got the job. We've created this character called Colonel Sanders, and we'd like it to be you. And so you have to pretend, you have to act.
Not colonial, Confederate.
Colonel Sanders, would you tell us where you're from? I'm from Shelbyville, Kentucky. Shelby.
He's not real. That's just a bloke.
It's him.
But someone says he shot a guy. What? That's the secret spices.
Shelbyville, Kentucky. That's right. And what part of the state is that, sir? That's along the west central side.
He doesn't know where he lives. He doesn't know where he lives.
Near Louisville, Kentucky. Near Louisville. Yeah, 29 miles from Louisville. Lovely.
Near Louisville. He's not from Kentucky. Hang on a minute. He's not from Kentucky.
Colonel Sanders, would you tell us where you're from? I'm from Shelbyville, Kentucky.
Oh, he's from Kentucky. I apologize. He is definitely from Kentucky.
That's right. And what part of the state is that, sir? That's along the west central side, near Louisville, Kentucky.
Near Louisville?
Yeah,
He is
9
from
miles
Kentucky.
from Louisville. Lovely country. It's nice
to
to have you. May I present the panel, Kirk? Now we
Well, hang on a minute. I thought they were blindfolded and asked to guess who he was. Oh, they have to guess his job.
Maybe they've already guessed it.
He's just signed in.
Oh, okay.
They have to guess his job.
Maybe
I
he
go,
wasn't massive then.
Are you the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy? Yes, I am, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
You join me over here, please, sir. The next thing I think that we
Is it any product that I could hold in my hand?
Oh, yeah. You'll be licking those fingers afterwards, honey pie.
Yes.
Is it anything that I would put
Hang on.
into my mouth?
Yes, indeed.
Here we go.
Theater and the audience at home
Here's
know
what he is.
exactly what your line is.
The head of the Southern Fried Chicken Company. He shot a Mr. Ronald McDonald. All right.
I think it's just come to an end, John.
Sponsored by Geridol.
I knew that pillow talk was going to get out of this.
No, actually, Martin, Arlene is right. It's what has been
All of the other men look identical.
Great. But it does grow in the bluegrass of Kentucky.
Okay. Have you seen is it, What's My Line? Phil Spector.
Oh, God, really?
Have you, is it What's My Line?
Oh, yeah, look.
Have you seen this?
No.
This is incredibly tense.
I'm astonished. What with Phil Spector involved?
Here we go. All right, let's get to the... Here we go. Are we going to see it?
Look at the heels.
Oh, there's no footage of it. It's just...
Other clothes?
Yes.
Mr. Treacher has a...
There we go.
Here?
Are we in New York now?
In case you're wondering, I didn't recognize him for a minute. That's Phil Spector, who
doing
records
drugs
all the
I think
hits.
so.
Hello, Phil.
How you doing?
Gee, your sideburns are down under your chin. I didn't almost know you there.
Yeah, I thought we had a rock and roll show going. I heard the music coming from outside, and...
What are you doing in New York? I didn't know you were here.
Are we in New York now?
Maybe you better put out that cigarette.
Is it Phil or Phyllis?
That's Phil.
Oh.
Phil or Phyllis. And it's the generational thing. Phil or Phyllis.
So you won't appreciate that coming from a woman.
I mean, let's acknowledge Phil Spector was a murderer and was an obnoxious, horrible
Oh,
bully, a misogynist, a horrible, horrible man. Okay,
Generally a POS.
Yeah.
I will not fight with you because there's a bar to the communication system. You understand?
This is the guy that makes all the hit. This is the king of rock and roll records.
Yeah, what do you do?
Well, me or him? Don't start with me.
Mr. Foster.
Oh, you came to have an argument with me? Is that it?
No, I just want to know
I
what
think
you
you
do.
ought to first wash.
Dear.
You're dirty
Gee,
enough as it is.
All right, Phil. What a nice surprise,
Yeah, I
Phil.
know it.
Oh, you're both Phil.
Yeah, but one's manly.
Weird, right?
Hey, this is the way I argue.
Now, I better warn you something. This is one of the great karate experts.
I wouldn't care if he is Mr. Karate.
Oh.
I wouldn't care if he is Mr.
Mr.
Karate.
Karate.
Is there a Mr. Karate now?
Obviously, it's
Gee, how nice of you to drop in, Phil.
nothing much that you do care about.
Yes, and you had the list.
What's new in music, Phil?
I'm so nervous I can faint.
Shut up, David. Click. I know you. Click live.
I'm so nervous I can faint.
While you're doing it, could we record it?
Do you think we have any replay value?
I don't know. Gee, I haven't seen you
None of these
dressed
people
like
are
this
joking.
before, Phil.
No.
In a pea coat?
Oh, yeah, it's very cold out.
Oh, usually you come in those,
Other clothes.
yes.
Mr. Treacher has a wonderful way of putting things.
Yeah.
Other clothes.
That's right, other clothes. You know, English people, they're really funny. English people, they're nice, not going to walk you right to the plank.
Who's ringing me up? I bet it's me bloody dad.
Your Honor, it's nice to be here, and we have to dismember this man and walk him to the plank and cut his head off and his nose off. English people, they have such a nice way of saying they're gonna...
What?
I didn't do it.
Oh, we're getting a copyright warning. Oh, just as it's getting juicy. Let me post the link because some of you may be interested. Some of you may be interested in watching that. We're getting another copyright. We're sailing. This video is going to be tricky to watch afterwards. We're going to have to cut everything out. I should have recorded the audio. It's not as easy to do that as that. So this is if you're listening to the podcast, you miss loads of stuff. We got copyrighted left, right, and indeed in the centre.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can just get the bit where he, at the very, very end...
Does he walk out? It's horrible. What have they got him on for?
To humiliate him.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Because it's funny. Let's get the very, very end, and let's hope we don't get too... I'll keep an eye on it.
Well, gee, Phil, it was wonderful having you drop in here.
It was really wonderful being insulted, and it was nice to be here.
I didn't think it could be.
Wait, but maybe some time you come back when the moon isn't full, and it's more.
No, it was really nice to be
good.
here, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil.
And,
Gee,
Mr. Foster, take a listen to the Beatles' new record. It's called Nowhere Man. I think they dedicated it to you.
Oh, wonderful, Phil.
People.
Do you have the feeling something's gone wrong here tonight?
As I was saying, this woman decided, this young boy who had a haircut like Phil.
Oh, no, let's not. Let's get off it.
No, it's a marvelous thing. It's a marvelous answer to this kind of a look. This young boy came into this barber shop, this is God's truth, and he said to the barber, I want you to cut my hair. And the barber said, now look, this has taken you a year to grow this, Lord Fauntleroy. And he says, you got to sign a release because I'm not going to get arrested. So he says, I want you to cut it off. He says, well, how do you want it? Short? He says, I want it off. He says, now what do you mean? He says, I want a Yul Brynner. And he says, why? He says, because for my last birthday, my mother gave me a dress. And I think if more mothers of America did that, we'd get the sexes back in their proper place.
Yep. Here's the thing. She took sense.
Well, I think we'll try another.
Here's the thing. She's saying what all decent-minded people are thinking. I respect that. It's almost, and we won't watch it because we're getting another copyright. It's almost as bad as the Glenn Medeiros on Take Your Pick.
Oh God, horrible.
Horrible. You can smell the cocaine in the air. Everybody on that would have been coked up. It is an horrendous thing to watch. Glenn Medeiros on Take Your Pick. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get any more yellow warnings.
Basically, they were all kind of geared up to slag off his album. They'd all been having a lovely go at him, hadn't they?
Yeah.
While he wasn't there, and then they brought him on.
He came out, and it was humiliating. And the thing is, Jules Holland is to blame because he knew that he was there, and he could have tempered it. But he dove in.
You let him go
and
for
then
it.
when they came out, he was still taking the piss. Apparently, Glenn Medeiros got in the car after that and was driven to the airport and refused to speak to his publicist or something. Dave Dogface knows the story better than I do. We've got 25 minutes left. Where did we get to with Take Your Pick? I fancy a little sniff of Take Your Pick. Did we get to...
he won, didn't he? David Turner's won.
Oh, David Turner's won. Yeah.
It is.
Take Your Pick. Just a little... Oh, Take Your Pick. Let's just get that because then that will get us in the right frame of mind.
It was that one, wasn't it?
This one. Was it? Oh, we've seen him.
George, our publican scored time with 60 seconds.
Yeah. We saw that one. We saw that whole episode. All right.
And we saw that one there with the lady with the circle around her head. Because she was quite saucy.
Yeah.
Who's that? Pat Sharp.
Let's go for this one. Oh, no. I like Series 1 better. There we go. Let's have a little bit. Let's look at a little bit of this. I
wonder what the prizes are this time around.
Shit.
Oh, well, of course.
On Take Your Pick tonight, you could win a canteen of the finest silverware that makes laying the table a...
canteen. When we got a canteen of cutlery for our wedding,
Yeah.
but what's the box for? Because you don't keep it in the box. I think my parents had one and they kept it for best, which meant never got used.
Yeah, my mum and dad have got one that only comes out at Christmas. We got posh knives and forks for our wedding.
I think we used
Never
them.
used them, hardly ever. In the end, they're the ones he took.
Oh God.
Yeah, innit?
I think we put them in our cutlery drawer. I think we used them as cutlery, which is what they're meant for.
Yeah.
Joy. A classic collection of cane furniture for the
green and red. Very festive.
conservatory. A power-packed MIDI sound system that really goes for...
Was that Technics?
Yeah.
I'd have that. If that was on
I bet that's good.
Facebook Marketplace for £10, I'd offer a £5 and I'll pay £7.
For it. A championship pool...
Some lovely dolly birds and the Fonz.
We're talking about that's Hasselhoff.
table for all those Tom Cruise wannabes.
Oh.
The
He did look a
ultimate
bit like
jet
Tom
setter's
Cruise.
toy, the fantastically exciting Kawasaki jet ski, as used by 007 himself.
Kawasaki jet ski.
What are you going to use
We
that?
want a Kawasaki. I bet. Do you know what? I bet an old woman wins that. An old woman who can barely walk will win it. Will win it.
The Take Your Pick treasure chest containing £500, and you can also win a picture of the Invisible Man, a fisherman's friend, and a loofah.
Very useful. All of those things are
Tonight's
useful.
star prize, a complete range of Hotpoint kitchen
we had that
appliances.
kitchen in the 90s.
I don't. Right. So we win a kitchen. Do you install it? No. Right.
Microwave, washing machine and dryer, dishwasher, cooker, and fridge freezer. And now
But where would you put it? Where would you put it? Twisty says, we were left my wife's grandparents' best cutlery. Never used, now in our cutlery drawer without IKEA crap. There we
Now
go.
here's the man with the cash and the keys, Des O'Connor.
Come on, Des, it's your turn.
What I've noticed about the floor, right, is only this certain bit lights up.
Yeah.
I noticed this the last time. It's only this bit that lights up. And this bit doesn't serve any purpose. It's not like they come and stand there. It's not that he kind of walks down and lights up. It's there.
Isn't that where they do yes, no?
I think it's back there. Let's see. They have to clear this out for you. Oh, no, he does it by here. He does it here. Peter Paulsford said, I always get confused by winning a room. Where would it go?
He's standing at the top of the blue there.
Does he go to the blue? He goes to the blue, but what? Why is it there? Because we don't really see it. It doesn't add anything. I bet that cost a few quid as well. Looks like the Billie Jean set, yeah, or Staying Alive.
Still, nice day out, isn't it?
Yep. Oh yeah, you see the clouds. It's on the roof.
Evening all. Evening studio audience, evening at home. Welcome to Take Your Pick. Now, all our contestants tonight have been chosen from the studio right here, right just before we went on the air, correct?
All right.
Let's
we
see.
got Bolton. Look at this cool guy. Yes, man.
Sporty.
Oh, gorgeous. He looks like Pete Best now. I want to show you this guy. It's the original master from Doctor Who. There we go. And so is he. And so is he.
And everyone else is Prue Leith.
You can play like Connect 4 with this. Boom. Oh, boom. There we go. I've got a 4. I've got a 4. Not quite sure what's going on here. I'd like to see
Is
a
that a
little bit
moustache?
closer. Or is it a nose? I'd like to see that a little bit closer. Okay.
Oh, hang on. There's some likely lads there.
The geezers. Hey!
Students.
Hey!
In fact, if you go along, there's a whole bunch of them.
There we go.
And they're backstage
Delgado. Yes, correct, Peter.
just
Thank you.
waiting, wondering if they're going to win some of these fantastic prizes. Before they can get to the prizes, they've got to play the yes-no game
Oh.
with me. I'm going to ask them questions for 1 minute. They've got to last 1 minute if they can without saying yes, without saying no, without nodding or shaking their heads. And we're very strict.
I had an email.
But what I'm interested in is whether they like swimming. That's what they always get asked.
I just want to check if one of these emails, yeah, they do, is from Gary.
Gary.
Gary. Surfshark Gary. Nothing from Surfshark Gary. I've got college email. Here we go. Just read this college email. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. That's good. Makes sense. That's a little bit. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
About those rules. The four that last the longest will go on to play Take Your Pick.
I played this with the kids in the pub, and Alex is a master at it. A master.
Even after a few pints.
Yeah, he is a master at it. I should think so. I believe so. He goes, of course that is true.
Pick. In any case, we're going to
But
get
he's quite a methodical person,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
he?
yeah, yeah.
£1 for every second they survive. But if they get it wrong, they'll get a gong. And here's the girl with the golden gong, Jodie Wilson.
He's talking about his balls. They married several years later.
Jodie Wilson. Wow, that's a look.
Slimming.
You look as though you're kind of confident tonight.
Well, I got recognised today for the first time in a supermarket.
Really?
Mm-hmm. By 4 women.
Hey, well, what was their general feeling about the programme? What did they say to you?
Oh, they love the clothes I'm wearing.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the whole show, you know, what do they, what do they think?
Oh, they love the prizes.
Yeah, I don't mind about the prizes. I mean, like, the people
good.
that are in the show.
Did they talk about Des?
Oh, they like Box 13. They think that's really good.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I'm talking about, you know, a show has to revolve around somebody, so come on, there was something else. There was something else.
Oh, they love the way I bang my gong.
I think you met 4 ladies in a supermarket. They like what you're wearing, they like your clothes, they like the gong, yeah. Did you forget something?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I forgot the cornflakes.
Yes! That is a good gag. That is one bell each. That is a good gag.
Owned. I'm only joking, Des. You're the star.
Whoa! Did Paul McCartney walk on stage? What was that?
Squeal. Some people just really like chinos.
Yeah.
Hi, this is David. David, where are you from?
I'm from Glasgow.
Glasgow, that's up in Scotland. You nodded your head. If you nod your head one more, you're out. You won't nod.
Okay, so he's following the nodding the head rule this time. It's so inconsistent.
Yeah, he gets wowed sometimes by the lay days.
Nelly says he is an offender. Come on, we don't know that.
Nod your head, will you, David?
I will
What do
not.
you do up in Scotland?
I don't actually work in Scotland.
Where do you work these days?
I work in London.
For where? For who?
British Airways.
British Airways.
I do.
One more. Oh, you nearly got.
He did
What's your
one,
hobbies? Are you a
Des.
sporty man? You like football? You must like football.
I'm a Glasgow Rangers supporter.
Oh, then, is Mo Johnson still playing?
Mo Johnson is still playing
Is
for
he a
Glasgow
good player?
Rangers. He's an excellent
What,
player.
are you sorry to see Dalglish go? That was a long time ago. What about Soon-Esh? You're sending all your messages. What about your girlfriend? You've got a girlfriend. Is she here tonight?
I have a wife who's
You have
here
a
this
wife?
evening.
Oh, that's even better, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but do you have a girlfriend?
Your wife here tonight?
She is
What
with
about
me.
children? You got children, boys, girls?
I have 2 children.
2 children.
He's
Two
relaxing.
Boys or girls?
A boy
one
and a
boy,
girl.
one girl. Do you like theatre? Do you like rock and roll? Rod Stewart must be a fan of his. You like it?
I do
You're
not
not
mind
yet. I
Rod
got it back.
Come
Let's
on
get
now.
some consistency. Give them one. If you do that again, you're out. Give them that. Even though technically they should be out because those are the rules. It's almost like him saying, "You said yes. Say yes one more time. You're out." So actually,
But
I want
I think
zero
he's
tolerance.
doing subliminal. I think he's doing hypnotism.
Yeah. He's mesmerising.
Yes,
Yeah, definitely.
yes,
Yeah.
Got to go on 3 nods. Got to go on 3 nods.
There was more than
Gotta
3
go on
nods.
3 nods.
Here we go.
I'm an extra contestant.
Oh.
I was quite kind, but 3 nods are kind of hello.
Now, I'm trying to work out that scarf. There's an Al Pacino film, Cruising, where he's a cop and he goes undercover in the gay scene. And
That's a sign of being gay, is it?
that's no. This is proper gay code from the olden days. There's loads of people just like sniffing poppers in this film. I started watching it, but I never finished it. The handkerchief in different pockets means different things. You got the back, left, back, right, front, left, front. It means different things, like different kind of things you're into. I think one means I'm not interested. One means I'm
Yeah.
up for it.
But you know, you got to remember: 1, illegal; 2, likely to get your head kicked in if you make a mistake.
When was it illegal in the States? I don't know if it was when it became legalised. Obviously, it was over here, but I don't know if it was in the
I
States.
think it was. Oh, I can't Google it.
You haven't got a computer. We'll never know.
Turn around. You are Corin. Hello, Corin. Don't be nervous. I'm dead.
She's going to 12 seconds. What do you reckon?
I think you might be stretching it.
You reckon less than 12? I need a number.
9.
Okay.
How are you doing? Nice
Fine,
to see you.
thank you.
Where are you from?
Dagenham.
Dagenham.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh! I love this so goddamn much.
Also, she nodded and he didn't say anything.
Yeah, exactly. 5 seconds.
There you go. And the next contestant right in here.
They're all really
Gosh, what's this now?
Silky.
What's happening here?
It's Richard Madeley. It's a young Richard.
Kevin,
the same
turn that way,
makeup.
Kevin. Want to see that nice shirt? Where'd you buy the shirt?
In the shop.
In the shop. That's always a good place to buy it, isn't it? That's
right.
Nod your head, nearly.
He's got chewing gum.
Don't
what a
nod
lad.
your head because I let the women get away with it, but I won't let you get away with it. What do we reckon for him?
14.
I reckon 22.
Okay.
Same one.
Oh, Viv, we missed
That's
it.
always a good place to buy it, isn't it?
That's right.
Nod your head, nearly. I had the same one.
No.
Oh, Madeley, you absolute plum.
And the next contestant.
Here we go.
right in here, please.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's my gran.
Hello.
He's going to give her an easy ride. She's going to nod a lot. I reckon 42. No, she's going to do it. She's going to do it.
I suspect she might.
Okay.
Because she's a similar age to him and he tends to get a little bit overawed by those women,
Phyllis.
doesn't he?
I'm Phyllis.
Is that one Y, 2 L's?
2 L's.
2 L's.
One
Don't
Y.
nod your
a
head.
nod.
Otherwise, you won't nod your head, will you?
I won't.
Whereabouts are you from?
Brighton.
She's not looking at him. She's in the zone.
Brighton.
If you do it like that, you've got to say, no, look at me. She's there. She's there.
Also, she's one of those ladies.
Brighton in Sussex.
In Sussex.
Down south.
Down south.
What do you do?
Is that a twin? Is that what? Is it pearls?
It's just pearls.
There's what's a twin
A
set?
twin set is cardigan with a matching jumper.
Okay, I didn't know that. So you could say it's twin set and pearls, isn't it? Is the phrase?
Yeah,
I'm
so it's
thinking
very
of.
1950s-ish.
Okay.
For a living these days.
I'm retired.
Came back in fashion for a while, didn't it? Twin
Why
sets.
is it? And I don't want to. I want to. You know what I'm talking about when I say a pearl necklace.
Yeah.
That I hate that phrase. First of all, who does that? Your neck. I'm going for the neck. But that's hard because pearl necklaces they're lovely. I love pearls. They're beautiful.
Aren't
But
they supposed
it's-
to be unlucky?
I don't know, but I think they're beautiful. But that and water sports, it's just like, oh, come on, man, come on.
It's-
I would like to give you a pearl necklace. Oh, not like that. I got here for Christmas is a
Thought
pearl
you'd been
necklace.
to Lizzie Duke.
You're retired.
He does that.
Yes. All right. You're nearly, but not quite.
Oh,
You're
hang on.
Retired.
You're retired.
She said it. She said, "Yep."
South.
Down south.
What do you
Retired,
do for a living
yeah.
these days?
I'm retired.
You're retired.
I'm retired.
Yes. All right.
She held it in a bit.
She said it. No, she says it. She
Did
says
he
it.
catch her?
What do you do for a living these days?
I'm retired.
You're retired.
I'm retired.
Yes. All right. You're nearly,
She
but
knew
not
she did
quite.
it.
You're biting your tongue. You're not going to say yes, are you?
I'm going to try not to.
Do you like music?
I love music.
Do you like? Did you like opera? Do you like Pavarotti?
I love Pavarotti.
Did you go to see the concert in the park?
I didn't.
You didn't.
Ooh.
I love that.
He's giving her an easy ride. He loves older women.
And she's an old posh lady as well, so I think he's slightly intimidated by
Smile.
her.
I love that. Are you feeling nervous?
Not much.
Have you got a husband here tonight? Have you got a boyfriend here tonight? Is any of your friends?
I've got a brother here tonight.
You've got a brother here
I've got a
tonight.
brother
What's
here.
his name?
Peter.
Peter.
Lovely Peter.
Lovely Peter.
Lovely Peter. That's going to be my answer now. If ever I play it, I'm just going to go, lovely Peter.
Darling Peter.
Lovely Peter.
Do you think Peter would like to come up here and do this? Would Peter be able
I'm
to?
sure Peter would love to do it.
Would he?
I would like him to do it.
Would you? Sounds
Don't
like
get many baby Peters now, do you?
No.
Peter hasn't
Got
done it
lot
for a
of
long
Peters in my
time.
family.
What we'll do is ask you another thing. What?
Did it? Told ya.
This way too.
He went easy on her.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Here we go. He's been to Miami. All he needs is one of those little black caps.
yeah.
I got to turn you around, Doug. You have to. Well, you look at me, Doug. Look, I like the eyes. You've got blue eyes behind those glasses, haven't you, Doug? Are they blue or are they brown?
I think so.
You think so? You haven't looked in the mirror lately. What do you do for a living, Doug?
Bookkeeper.
Bookkeeper. I won't ask what kind. I'm interested. Not a racing man. Maybe. We can ask that later. Should you get through? What about sporting? Are you interested in racing? What about a family? Is your family here?
You keep talking.
I will keep talking.
Homosexuality was legalized in the USA in 2003. Okay,
Gosh, I'm glad
guys.
everyone held off until then.
Well done.
That's a very good answer. Are you a bit of a comedian?
No.
Ah! He thought he'd got him. But Des just went round the side for a little punch to the guts. Went round the side for a little punch to the guts like that. Oh, God, she won't do it because the thing is up, and that means 60 seconds.
Gosh.
That's right in here.
She seemed to have left her waist up. Isn't it?
You are Louise.
I am.
And you're from...
Straight out. 8 seconds. What do you reckon?
She might make 11.
Sounds like where? From up north, down south?
I'm from Grimsby.
Grimsby. Oh, someone's got to come from Grimsby. It's a nice place, isn't it?
It's very nice.
Have you lived there for a long time?
Very, very long.
All your life?
Yes.
Oh, Louise, you absolute plum. Hey, 11.
There we go. There we go.
We had some holiday friends, Glenn and Dawn, who came from Grimsby. I was very
Holiday
little.
friends. Oh, God.
And unusually, we actually did go and meet up with them in Grimsby. I'm talking about when I was a kid. It's not
Yeah.
something I would do as an adult. But he worked for Young's, the fish people.
Well, later on, we're going to check out scorecards during the interval. We'll see who lasted the longest, and the 4 that last the longest will be back for the big money and the big prizes right here on Take Your Pick. Stay with us.
Fortunately, Des, we will not be staying with you because
really
I think
sad.
we are done for today. That was a fun show, guys. Thank you very much. I need to go back to 125.16 and just cut a tiny little bit out. It is lovely to see you. If you want to join me, I'll be on Radio Anywhere tonight at 9 o'clock. Download the app. To get Alexa working, you have to say, Alexa, enable Radio Anywhere skill. Because some people have Alexa, enable Radio Anywhere skill. And that will do the trick.
She's very rude to you after that, but just brace yourself.
Yeah, it's a glitch. I'm trying to sort it out. Everybody, thank you